did. Wow. Son of a gun. We went the other day for like an hour and a half with no problems at all after I switched cables. And now it's getting in my face again. Here's what happened, folks. I was actually, I had a prototype for a game that had an electronic component, and I had left, let's see, I assume that's you telling me about the sound, right? Yep, perfect. Awesome. Okay, thanks, man. This is Ruel in my, or not Ruel, this is Paolo in my pocket. I'll talk about that in a second. So, what was it? I was testing an electronic device for a game that I'd be covering in the future, and it's a prototype. And so I left it on overnight to charge via USB cable that was plugged into my hub in the other room. And because it's a prototype, it didn't have any of the standard electronic stuff that says, hey, after I'm charged, stop charging. And so I left it going overnight, and when I found this little prototype piece of electronics the next morning, it had melted down. There was perhaps danger of actually burning the house down or something like that, because again, I had no idea that electronics can overcharge. And so I ended up destroying the thing. I'm waiting for a replacement now, but it's after that happened that weird glitchy stuff that the mic has started going out. So I think it's maybe not the cable, or the cable. I mean, as Brenner noticed, the cable was kind of kinked up because I've run over it a bunch of times. So maybe it was only inconsistently good. And so it's probably the hub itself that is now damaged because of, some audio, or not audio, some, basically it got overcharged with this prototype thing. And so I've ordered a replacement hub. It's on the way. But in the meantime, all we did was switch cables and everything was fine on Saturday for like an hour and a half. And now, not so much. Hey, Epsert1, if you are a subscriber, yes you are, thank you for subscribing, you will get a little guy hovering around, should automatically appear probably about 3 or 4 minutes after you have subscribed. Did you just subscribe? No, you've been subscribed for a while. So what you need to do, scroll down beyond the video into, like the panels of text down below. One of them is, devoted to the stream avatars. It has a big list of all the commands. There's actually an icon that says, click on me, or it says, click on this icon to go to a customization page. That should take you to a customization page. It'll take like 30 seconds for your little avatar to show up and you can start customizing. That is how it should work. Fingers crossed. August Rye, thank you for subscribing with Prime. The same thing is true for you. Everything I just said. In a couple of minutes, you should get a little avatar running around that you can drop bombs and hug each other and duel each other and stuff like that. So, hey, little Buster83, and hello, Ruel. Hello, Paulo. Hello, Ziggity. Hello, August. Hello, Goblin. Hello, Go Trunks. Hello, Feldfan. Hello, Kate Invader. Hello, Non-Toxic. Hello, I just want to say everybody who got here early. Itris3, who correctly guessed Sanctum, nicely done. Corathane, I think I said hello to everybody. And, right. And TC Viper is spending some points to draw my attention to the fact that they just finished playing Role Player after getting it for Christmas. Had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it would end up being boring and forgettable. Well, everybody's got to start somewhere. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Man, I love that game so much. I'd be happy playing it today. But nope, today we are playing Astro Knights, which I know some people are very, very excited about. Okay, let's see here. Looks like everything's fine. Haven't lost sound since. Okay, so the nice thing is, if sound goes out, Paulo is sitting by on WhatsApp, and this will beep at me, so I immediately know. It's not like I have to wait for somebody to boom and all of that kind of stuff. Hopefully, that was one glitch. There's never just one glitch, is there? I recorded with this microphone on this cable, though, I think I did 3 run-throughs over the weekend, and not a single audio problem the whole time. And as soon as I go live, it fails. Urgh. I am nervous, but hey, at least I've got Paulo by my side. He'll correct me, and I'll just have to do a little bit of editing and edit out those bits. Because what we're going to do today, folks, is I am actually going to do a run-through, or a preview, I should say, a paid preview for Astro Knights. It's going live on Kickstarter later this month, near the end of the month, I believe. I don't remember the exact date, but I'm sure you'll find out soon. And I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it. And you'll notice, I don't have the game set up yet. I'm going to walk you through all the steps. You're going to do the setup, setting up the camera, this, that, and the other thing. Then I'll do the run through. And here's what I'm thinking. Normally when I do a run through, I only play so far, and then the run through is over. For you folks, I might go on ahead after the run through is over and keep playing and actually try to finish, win or lose, fingers crossed. And then I have to do my final thoughts and stuff like that. And then depending on how long this takes, we'll do some Q&A afterwards. That's the big picture. That is the goal for today. Let's see. Does that make sense to everybody? Looking forward to Astro. And Ruel is apparently going to be streaming Floriferous right after we're done. Well, okay, Ruel. We did not plan this ahead of time, but after we're done with, there'll be more Rahdo runs through goodness. All this time it'll be Ruel runs through Floriferous. We'll do a raid for him. And yeah, that's fantastic. Floriferous, I think at this point it is my second favorite Steve Finn / Pencil First Games collaboration. Whatnot Cabot is still the top, but Floriferous is fantastic. And I mean, that's saying something because people love all those wonderful little charming games that they've been putting together. Floriferous is great, so you'll be able to see that. It'll be a double feature today, folks, which is very, very cool. Right. And speaking of Ruel, today I am streaming this. Tomorrow we're doing the R&R show like we do every Tuesday. Wednesday we're doing an RVR. Ruel and I will be going against each other playing Savannah Park. And then Thursday Ruel will be back on the channel streaming Summer Skate, which will be live on Kickstarter from Pandasaurus by that time. And I think he's getting ready for that. Actually, I know I got your question email this morning about stream keys and stuff, Ruel. I'll figure that out this afternoon. I was too busy worrying about this. Okay, I have talked now for must be at least 5 minutes, and the mic has not gone screwy kablooey. So fingers crossed with that. Let's see what else is going on. I see some people are jumping for stars, and otherwise I feel like I am caught up. All right. So, the other thing I forgot to mention. So, Paulo is not here in my back pocket to beep at me if the sound goes, although thank heavens he's there for that because I'll just immediately get a notice about it. Paulo is going to be live goof correcting me. For folks who don't know, Paulo Renato, a wonderful fellow from Portugal, has been for years checking my videos after I film them, finding goofs, and adding them to the Klingon subtitle channel so people will know where I went wrong. And we thought, hey, it'd be kind of fun and interesting for Paulo to do it live while I'm playing today. So he's got a copy of the PDF of the rulebook. He already knows the basics of the game. He has never played this game. That's a really interesting thing about Paulo. He often goof checks me and finds goofs that the publishers themselves miss when they see a copy of it, and somehow Paulo catches the goof, even though he's never played the game. Often, even though he's never even read the rule book, simply because he's a board game whisperer. He just knows when a rule is right or not. It's really an uncanny ability he's got. He just knows what feels right. And it's something that literally every board game publisher in the industry should take advantage of. They should all be contacting him for feedback on rule books and for actually feedback on gameplay himself. I just heartily recommend for anybody out there, if you need to, contact me. I'll get you in touch with Paulo. You will not regret it. He will make your games better. As an aside. But that's not why we're here today, to pump up the Paulo, but that was nice. Yeah, Paulo, as Non-Toxic says, is 100% the MVP of Rahdo Runs Through. He started out years ago as a literal thorn in my side, a guy who just wouldn't shut up and leave me alone and just kept pestering me about all my goofs. I'm like, so much work I have to do, that I eventually said, hey, how about if I pay you? Will you just write my goofs up for me and cut out the middleman? And a beautiful friendship and partnership was born. Okay. Paulo, you deserve, you just do amazing work. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me how you can do what you do. Anyway, whew. How are we doing? Okay, I think I've been talking for a little bit to get people a chance to show up, also to give this microphone a chance to fail on me. It hasn't failed on me yet. So that's interesting. It was working literally seconds before I turned on. I'm going to put back on my timer for a second. The countdown, because that actually turns the microphone off so you don't hear me during the countdown. And then I'm going to bring it back and see if that kills it. Be right back, everybody. Experimentation time. Countdown video. Nope. Okay. Maybe. See, again, I suspect after that literally almost burning my house down because of this little prototype thing that, and I feel so bad. I mean, because I destroyed this thing. It was literally, I tried to plug it in later and it would smoke. It literally, I mean, you've ever plugged anything to a USB container and then it literally smokes? Again, not the fault of the prototype, the fault of me, pilot error, not realizing that sometimes prototypes you can't leave charging for 20 hours because they don't have fail-safes built in yet because they're not actual retail products. Anyway, so I still suspect it's the hub. And the hub revealed weaknesses in a cable. And and that hub could, if the mic turns off long enough, that the hub might not bring it back. I've ordered the replacement. It should be here in a couple of days, but the live show had to go on. Hey, Karthik, how are you, man? It's been forever. It's really nice to see you. Yes, and as you say, definitely, let's just not tempt fate. Let's just move forward with confidence that everything is going to work out just fine. Yeah. Okay, yes, Goblin, I definitely angered the gods. I flew too close to the sun, literally caught a prototype on fire almost, and destroyed my hub. And it's a shame, too, because it's an expensive hub. It's like a $70 or $80 USB hub, not just like I tried, when I was first starting out with this whole new setup, I ordered a bunch of like, $10, $15, $20 hubs, and they were all unreliable. It wasn't until I got an Anker, Anker, that was like, I think 60 or 70 bucks. And the new one I got to replace the old one that is fried, or partially fried now, was I think 90 bucks. But it's worth it to have that peace of mind. Okay. Yes, Alex. I'm doing the run through today. You folks will get to see it now. My actual run through, edited down, taking out all of this stuff, and taking out the live avatars at the bottom of the screen. That will appear when the game goes live on Kickstarter on YouTube. So your guys are getting to see this weeks early. Let's see. Do I actually have a target date? Let me look. I don't think I do. I think they've told me it might, but last I knew, and I haven't talked to the publisher, Indie Board and Cards, Nick. I haven't talked to him for a few weeks about this, but last I knew, it might be launching on the 25th of January. Huge proviso there. Everything is subject to change. As far as I know, they have not announced an official date yet. So take that with all of the grains of salt. Get all that salt stuck up wherever it's supposed to go. All right. Oh, thank you very much. Epstein, or just Eps1. Eps1. Is it Epstein? Was Epstein? All right, for subscribing. And folks, if you would like to support the show and you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can subscribe to this show for free by using your Amazon Prime account to basically turn off ads, give you a little stream avatar down at the bottom of the screen, and unlock other features. It's all listed down below the video. There's a whole section about how to subscribe, a link to follow, stuff like that, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber. If you're not, well, you still get all those benefits if you subscribe, but then you got to pay actual hard, cold cash. Okay, I think that is enough jibber jabber warm up. Let's do what we are here to do. Don't need this anymore. Am keeping this nearby as my safety blanket. So, I got to set the game up first. Let's go on ahead into the overhead view. And hey, look, there's another chair over there. That's the chair Jen sits in when she does stuff with me. But here is the actual view. And this is a prototype. As you can see, nothing to punch. It's just a whole bunch of prototype cards and whatnot. Prototype pieces. No rule book. Often, when I'm covering Kickstarter previews, they don't have final rule books ready but in time to actually ship with the prototype. So they always end up sending a PDF or a Word document or something like that. So, okay, I remember I have to be a hero. Out of the way, everybody. I think my prototype, I'm not sure about the real game. Everything I'm saying is just related to the prototype because I have not seen the Kickstarter page yet. So I've got all of these heroes. I've got all of these big bad bosses. I got 4 bosses to choose from. I got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heroes to choose from. And now here's the interesting thing. My prototype came with these. I'm just supposed to use cubes to track health for the boss and the world I'm trying to protect. The real game will actually come with dials, the same way the prequel to this, Aeon's End, always had. I'm not going to use these. They came with my prototype. I got lots of dials from Aeon's End. So here is the dial for the boss. Here is the dial for the city I'm trying to protect. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, in my prototype, 4 cities to protect. Here's my player turn order thing. I leave this over by the green screen, so I can just use this whenever I need to. I don't need these other ones. Those will go back in the box. And then we got a bunch of cards, we got a bunch more cards, and we got a bunch of tokens. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a solo run through today, which means it's just one character versus the boss. Normally, this is a cooperative game. You want 2 or 3 heroes. I could do that, but playing two-handed is more complicated. And, Jen and I, we've actually played the game 3 times now. And, right, I've seen all the heroes in action, although I haven't played as all of them. So I'll probably want to play as a hero I haven't done. And which was the monster that I had not played yet? It was, let's see. I know we did this one. This was the first one because it was supposedly an easier one. And I thought, okay, it was one of these. Okay, Lunaris. Lunaris is not the one I've done. So, I'm going to see a brand new boss today. I have not fought Lunaris. I have fought Architect 08015. I have fought Furion, which is literally a sentient galaxy that we fought. And Continia, which is a big, scary robot worm. So today we're going up against Lunaris. Lunaris is trying to destroy one of these 4 cities. It's going to be Nisarin. Alrighty, so these other cities are gone. These other bosses are gone. Although what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these close by so that when the run-through starts, I can tell people, hey, by the way, I'm just showing you one boss. The game comes with other bosses like blah and blah, and I'll have these ready to bring them out just to demonstrate to folks what kind of variety there is. So, who am I going to play? Oh, I just heard a beep. What is, all right. He just wanted to tell me, working. I don't know what that means. Paulo says, oh, by the way, I probably shouldn't show that on screen. Did I just flash anything? I told people Paulo's name and what my keyboard looks like. No, but I don't think I gave away any personal information there other than Paulo saying, your sound is off and working. So he's just reminding me that it's working, I guess. Wait, and did something else just happen? No, I don't know what just happened. All right, but anyway, so I got to pick one of these characters. On the backs, there's little breakdowns of, like kind of what their strengths are and stuff like that. Especially early damage and late damage, especially healing and support. Since I'm going solo, I can heal and support myself. Maybe that would be interesting, showing how, if you're a solo game, you still interact with yourself instead of acting with other players. Late damage, early damage, healing and flexibility. Okay, I'm going to be Toli. Let's be Toli. Let's be the green alien, especially since green is my favorite color. So I'll keep these over here as a reminder that I can tell folks about the other stuff. So I've got this. Right, Lunaris starts with 40 hit points. All right, so there you are. It's a challenge level 8. Okay. Non-toxic. I have not played this solo. I have only played this 2-player with Jen. But the rules for solo seemed really simple. So I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. Hopefully it'll work out okay. So we got Nisarin. Nisarin starts with 27 hit points. Alrighty, boom. And, right, okay, and there's some special setup. Shuffle all the augmented minions and augmented strike Lunaris cards that have no player count face down. Right, that's standard, actually, that's not special. To form the augmentation deck and place it to the right of the boss mat, flip over this mat and place the boss cube on the 0 space of the eclipse track. Total eclipse of the boss. Alright, so, need some more cards. Everybody doing okay? Hopefully? I see my sound is still there, so that's good. All right, here's the player cards. Here is, I think these are the starting cards, which I set aside. Yeah, these are, these are the basic cards. And no, these are the special cards per character. These are the basic starting cards that everybody starts with. Blasters and power cores, which are basically sparks and shards if you're an Aeon's End fan. All right, so I've got those special cards, the regular cards over there. Right, I got to make my turn order deck. Right, so there's going to be boss turns. There's going to be player 1. There is no player 2. And we're not fighting against the temporal worm, so we don't need that one. I'm player 1, and where there's 2 players, and player 1 again. So the way the solo, you can solo this game controlling 2 characters, in which case I'd put 2 cards for me and 2 cards for my teammate, player 2. But since I'm playing true solo with just 1 hero, I, every round, get to do 3 actions. My opponent, the boss, gets to do 2. This determines the order of play that we are going to be going through today. So we shuffle the heck up out of that. This is the secret sauce that more than anything else makes Aeon's End so special. And they have not rocked the boat here with the sequel. It works pretty much the same way. So let's put that over there. I'm paying attention to the layout of the screen. All right. So these are all the cards we can buy. There are several different types, and you can see these little icons here in the bottom left corner of the screen. Did everybody just see a brief flash on the screen right when I put this up? I think that's another example. There's going to be some little glitches. The screen might flash every once in a while because, again, the hub is no longer reliable. But as long as sound keeps going, I will live with it. All right, so there's all of these cards. And these are the cheap weapons, right? Yes, these are the weapons that cost $3 or $4. And we've got these are the weapons that cost $5 or $6, right? Yep, that's a different symbol. And then these are the most expensive. These ones cost 7 or 8. I think, yeah, all of them cost 7 or 8. And according to the rules, there will be more. In the base prototype I've got 3s and 4s, 5s and 6s, 7s and 8s. Then I've got tech cards, which are kind of a what would you say these are like? These are really a kind of a new different thing. I'll explain them once I get going. So I've got a deck full of those, and then I've got a deck full of the equivalent of sparks, although they're called fuel. So there's the cheap ones that cost 2 or 3. That's this deck. There we go. And then there's the more expensive ones. So this is the market. And so now you will notice right off the bat, this is probably the biggest change between Aeon's End and Astro Knights, which is AE and AK, it just occurred to me. You do not have a fixed, all right, hey, in this deck, I know the deck is full of the same card. Instead, you have a group of types of cards. Cheap and heavy fuel, cheap, medium, and expensive weapons, and tech cards that come in all kinds of shapes and sizes and prices. And what you do as part of setup is you just shuffle these decks up. There are duplicates, but there are different things. So you have kind of an idea of you have a basic layout that you always have access to cheap weapons, expensive weapons, stuff like that. But the specifics are going to change from game to game. So it's kind of a hybrid between the Dominion approach to having a market where everything is just set and preordained, and say the Ascension model or the Legendary model where you've got a deck you're drawing from and you never know what's going to show up. And really so this is really kind of it has that variety and that variability, but it doesn't have the insane swinginess or okay, there's just nothing I can do. There's always cheap and expensive things. And so I really like it. And basically I'm just kind of killing time while I talk. I'm talking about the final thoughts right now. This is the big change, other than the fact that we're science fiction now. All right, so each stack, we can see the top card, bippity boppity bippity boppity bippity boppity boop. And whenever we take one, we then reveal the next one. Let's see. I'm going to get a drink of water. And now I need to think about the layout here, because I want this layout to work as well as I can, so folks can see something. And you know what? I think I'm going to be able to get the screen a lot closer. Yeah, because the camera's really far away, which means the stuff is in lower resolution. If I put all these down here, let's say, and then now here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to unplug my ear for a second, get up, and physically move this camera, which I'm pointing at, which you probably can't see. This camera right here, and I'm going to move it down a little bit so it can be a bit closer, so you get closer to the action. Because that's another reason I'm only playing with one character. That means if I had played with 2 characters, I'd have to have a lot more screen real estate devoted. But I want to get as close as I can to the action. So hang on, everybody. I'll be right back. I mean, I'm still here. I just can't hear if something happens. All right. So let's just go on ahead and just a boop. That's probably just a couple inches makes a huge difference. So, is my sound still there? Please tell me my sound is still there. Alrighty. Is it still there? Well, actually, I mean, if it wasn't, Paula would beep at me. Slip back up the earbud. Although maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Let's go back to that overhead view. Boom. As you can see, right, we're a lot closer. Brenner, thank you for resubscribing. Hello, welcome to the party, pal. You missed there was a lot more investigation done into the mysterious busted cable. I think it was a bit more complex than it first seemed. And with a new cable, I was busted again this morning, because I think the real problem is my hub that everything is plugged into. But so far, so good. We've only had one glitch. Fingers crossed that we won't have any more. All right, so I need to line these up. We're getting those. Did you see another screen flash? Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. Look, there's nothing I can do about that. Right. Was it a green screen flash? Green screen is still working. All right, anyway. So, here I am. Let's see. We probably want the boss a little bit further away. The boss doesn't need to be quite... You know what? No, the boss needs a lot of space to summon all his minions. So, let's put the boss up there. And, right, so how many hit points did the boss have? Lunaris has 40 hit points. All right, and so this would be enough room for him to play out all his minions and whatnot. We don't need those cards. All right, and so I'll put the city I'm trying to save over there. It has 27 hit points. I'll put all that over there. Alrighty. Because, I mean, this isn't really that involved most of the time. It's mostly the cards I'm buying and the cards I'm playing. That means I can move all this over here, and then this will be the place where I actually play my cards. This is where the bad guy cards go, and here's where all the new cards are to buy. I think this is a good layout. So this is something I do for every single game. Try to maximize the screen real estate as much as I can. Get the camera as close as possible while still giving me enough space to be able to play cards or have icons or whatever all I need to do. Now, I always like just having a big old messy pile of stuff. It probably drives some people crazy, but I like big messy piles of resources. So I'm going to put all the hit pointy things over here. These, of course, are prototypes. The real ones will be properly cut, not just be weird big squares. Alrighty, I am player 1 and player 2 today. So I'll just mark that. The other player markers are not necessary, nor is the wild. Why did my screen just go? Why did my screen? I've switched, Brenner, I've switched to another cable, which, I mean, is I just basically stuck with the one that we did on Saturday, and it worked just fine for the rest of the show. But it's the cable, it was definitely bad, obviously. Like I said, you noticed that kink. But it turns out, because of a literal meltdown that happened here, I think the hub I'm plugged into is unreliable. And I think it was that the unreliable hub exacerbated the existing problem with the glitchy, oops, just threw a cube away, with the glitchy, what do you call it, cable. Because during that same day, I was seeing camera glitches and stuff like that too. It wasn't just the mic that was acting up. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, there's a plan in the works. No, my sound hasn't gone out yet. Right, so I'm setting up all the cubes. Right, the red and the... Is this supposed to be a blue cube? Or is it supposed to be the gray cube? No, I think this gray cube is for... It doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. It's a green cube. There we go. So there's a green cube. So I've got no power. I've got one slot. I've got 10 hit points. This is for the city. The city has not built up any power yet. And then the boss needs one as well. They have a eclipse counter. And then the rest of these I do not need. I'm not playing multiplayer. All right, so those will all go away too. So I'm getting close, folks. I'm getting ready to film. Let's see how everything looks. Yep, nope, don't bump that stuff around. And hey, you know what? You know what loose cubes on a piece of paper means? Time to get out the fun tack so those cubes aren't going anywhere. The greatest accessory in all of board gaming. Blue tack, fun tack. Just a dab will do ya to keep the stuff in position. They won't knock around. All right. Put it firm on the cube, put it lightly on the board, and you're set. So this is something my wife and I do all the time whenever we're playing games, and I usually do it when I'm filming too, because I don't want to have to fix stuff. And as you can see, and not going anywhere other than when I want those cubes to go someplace. So let's affix the boss as well. And the, tight on the cube, light on the card, and then the city. Tight on the cube, hard on the cube, adhere, light on the card. Okay, so that's handy. Now here's an interesting thing, by the way, folks. You may notice, let me go back out to the zoom in, because again, I'm just showing you everything. Everything's at a weird, funky angle, because I'm actually sitting here talking to you, this camera, but the camera comes in, and then I've kind of rotated an angle, so I can look at you, and I can look over here. It used to be I'd always just leave it perfectly straight, and then I was kind of in a weird thing. So if you look closely when I'm doing a run through up in the top left corner of the screen, you will notice that the game is literally off center relative to the camera. What is blue tack, says Marco? It's this stuff. It's basically a putty like surface that you can rip off, and it's adhesive. It sticks to stuff. It's called blue tack. It's called fun tack. It's called adhesive putty. It's called different things in different territories. And it's awesome. If it's blue tack, it's BLU, not BLUE. I believe that's the actual licensed name for it. So, I mean, I love it. It's, it is, I mean, we use it for all kinds of stuff in gaming, keeping cubes from moving around by accident. You know how sometimes you have a game and you put another board on top of the original board when it's an expansion. Hey, we changed the board by giving you a little mini board you put on top. And now how they always slide around and they're really obnoxious. Not when you've got blue tack. You blue tack the new board to the old board. It stays perfectly. It's like you've just got one big board. Greatest board game accessory ever. If you come to my house, you will find this stuff stuck on the corner of every table in our house, just so we have it at the ready for anything we might need. No, Alex, I have not. I'm just doing setup yet. I have not started anything yet. This is everything I do before I do a run through. The only difference is I'm talking about it as I go. Now, one thing you'll notice, this is all really horrible looking. That is because in the I've got two monitors in front of me that you can't see. I'm not going to move the camera to see it. But one monitor is me watching you folks and watching what I'm filming. The other monitor, let me see if I can show it. Where's Windows recording? The other monitor right here is, hey, it's the rules. It's my PDF rules that I've got here open in case I need to reference them. The problem is, as you can see, they are bright white. And what that is doing to my overhead is it's making a big spill of white here that messes the lighting. So when I actually start filming, I'm gonna have to minimize that. And minimize that, and there we go. Now it looks like more proper colors, not all blown out by that screen full of whiteness. All right, you know what? This is gonna sky around too. I'm gonna knock this in place also with some blue tack. It's not necessary, but it is the reminder that I am player 1/2, or player 12, I suppose. Okay, so I've got these. Right, okay, so now I need to set myself up. On the other side, my starting hand is, my special card is Bright Root. I think Jen played this character. Yeah, Jen played this character before. And I have 2 blasters and 7 power cores and 1 Bright Root. So I got to get all that stuff. So here's all this. Every character has their own special cards. There's my Bright Root. And then what was it? I needed 2 blasters, I think, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power cores, and 1, 2 blasters. And then all the rest of these cards would be for other players. So I should leave those out. And one of this is my starting hand. I think my Bright Root, yeah. Blaster, and 1, 2, 3 power cores. And my Bright Root is my opening hand. My other hand is 4 power cores and a backup blaster. Which, again, if you're an Aeon's In fan, those are sparks and shards. All right, so this is my opening hand. This is my draw pile. There's my health. There's my power. There are my slots. And this is what cards I will be playing into this area. You know what? Let's give me a little bit more space to play them. Just a smidgy bidge, smiggly diggly bidge more. There we go. So I'll play all my cards here. The bad guy's cards will show up here. All right. Oh, and I've got room for his specialty cards too. The turn order deck has disappeared. Where will this go? The turn order deck will be right here. That's very important. We've got our hit pointy things. Okay, I think I'm set up, ready to go. I'm going to bring up, I don't want to forget anything, so I'm just going to bring back up the PDF. Right, I set up the turn order deck. Right, was there any, right, I haven't set up the boss. The boss. How about I set the boss up with this gigantic deck? Here's all the different cards, plus some more turn order cards for all the different bosses. I need Lunaris's. All right. So, this is for that time traveling space worm. Right. This is all of him. Right. Oh, I think actually doesn't it say on the back? Yes, it does. All right. So I don't need Architect with all his droids. I don't need. All right. Here we go. Lunaris. Here's the bad guy deck. Dippity doppity doop. They're back. They're expert cards, and then we are on to Furion's artillery, and Continua, which is the time-traveling space robot worm. All right, so now there was a thing I had to do with some of these cards. It said over here. Shuffle all the augmented minions and augmented strikes that have no player count. 2, 3, 4 player counts. All right, here we go. Yeah, there's no. All right, so shuffle these. These are all the augmented cards. All of them. All right. Oh, it's almost all augments. All right. So shuffle all of those. They have no power player to form the augmentation deck. So this is not going into the discard pile like most cards would. And place it to the right of the boss mat. All right. A little bit more shuffling. Everybody doing okay? Yes, Goblin, the blue tack, it's a reasonable concern that, hey, won't that stain or something like that? Not over the course of a couple of hours that you would play a game. If you leave blue tacks affixed to something for weeks, maybe even days, but certainly weeks, then that's when you'll start to get an oily stain. Like, I've used blue tack in the past to hang posters on walls. And then a couple years later, I take the poster down and, there are now little spots where that blue tang hug, and it's got to get painted. But just, a half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, no staining at all. At least not with any blue tack or white tack that I've ever used. All right, so this is their augment deck. We'll put that up there. And what else? Augment deck and place to the right. Flip over this mat and place it on the 0. It's a challenge rating of 8. This is the toughest boss that came with my prototype. All right, so the rest of your deck. Here's the rest of your deck. So, oh, this is interesting. Right. In the solo game, I think I'm still considered to be 2 players. So that's in the draw pile. All of these cards are in his discard pile. If I were playing a 4-player game, all of these cards would be in the draw pile ready to go. Is that right? Now, that's not something I remember reading about. Let's double check that, because this is a new thing. The way you set up boss decks, they have a fixed deck. You don't create their deck by matching it with other things like original Aeon's End, but you do still have to say some things are ready for them to go and some things are in their discard pile. Kind of like how the players have some in their hand and some in their draw pile. Where is that? Boss setup. Find a deck that's right. Do not remove these cards from the game. Shuffle those cards, place them face down. Right. Okay. Here we go. Search for those cards for all that have a player count that corresponds to the number of players in the game. So there are none here that say 1, and I'm pretty sure there were some for others that said 1 player. Oh yeah, they were like this one that say for all player counts. Yeah, like all player counts. So that's interesting. In a solo game, none of these cards say they're for all player counts. So at the beginning of the game, is he going to level up immediately? Is that right? Is there any chance there's somebody from Indie Boards and Cards today? Because that feels a bit odd, like I'm missing something. Almost makes me want to switch to a different boss. Let's see. I'm going to get a drink of water while we're talking, though. Thanks for your patience, everybody. I don't know. Is this interesting? Is this fun? I mean, you folks are getting all the behind-the-scenes stuff. This is the kind of stuff I deal with when I'm setting up to play a game. But normally you just see me go and play the game. Oh boy. All right. All right, it looks like people are still talking about blue tack, which is fine. Okay. All right. Paulo. Yeah, Paulo, I have sent you the rule book. Could you double check this? It specifically says, I mean, this is for 2 players, this is for 4 players, 3. That means everything starts in the discard pile, which means when they run out of their cards, they immediately, they level up. Maybe there's something special about him. Like I said, I haven't played this guy. All right, when the Eclipse track reaches 3, immediately perform the following. Place the top card of the augmentation deck on the top right. So they get another of these augments, so that their deck builds over time as he augments stuff. Reset the Eclipse deck. After an augment card is resolved, place it in the discard pile when the player is exhausted. Right, that's it. I'm checking. I don't see anything specific. Have to see the rest of the rules. I got you all the rules I got, buddy. You and I. This is something we often run into with prototypes. And now, if this were not stream live, I would actually put the whole thing aside. I would write to the publisher. I would wait sometimes a day or two until they reply and tell me, because often little things like this happen in prototypes. There's little things that are missing or are stepped. I think I was going to play Lunaris today, but I don't think I'm going to now, because I don't want to get such a fundamentally huge thing wrong. So I think we're going to call an audible. Bye, Lunaris. I'll fight you another day. Let's get this blue tack off of you. Alrighty. There we go. Put it back on the cube. And, right, because I haven't really done any setup yet. Forget Lunaris. Forget his big, forget that. Forget his cards. Let's go grab somebody else. Furion's the nice, simple, straightforward one. Maybe I should just do Furion. Because he's not, I don't want to mess up. Especially because I'm under a lot more pressure streaming live for you folks today. And him, I can see. He's got 2 cards that are labeled as all. Oh, thank you very much, Detelquus, for subscribing. Awesome. You're getting us one step closer to unlocking another RVR show. I think. Or, here's the thing. In a solo game, I wouldn't be surprised if, when you're playing alone, you're supposed to treat it as a 2-player game and put all the 2+ cards in. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I want to stick. I want to play this new character. Because it's going to be more fun for me. It's also very dangerous. Paul is probably shouting at you, don't do it! Play the character. You actually know how it works. You're going to blow up. Everything's going to explode. And actually, I can't even find where I threw him now. Where'd he go? He snuck away. There's my heroes. Oh, there he is, way over there. It's got to be. It's got to be that in a solo game, you take all the level 2 characters. That's what it's got to be. That's what it's got to be. Famous last words. If it's wrong, it will be corrected. So Paulo's guess agrees with mine. And like I said, he is the game whisperer, so we'll go like that. So we'll take out the level 3, the 3 and the 4-player games. Those go in the discard pile. We've only got 1 in the draw pile. That's still not very much. And if it's wrong, We'll find out later from the publisher. Paulo will correct it in the Klingon subtitles, and all will be right with the world. It's a minor thing anyway. All right, so put this back on Lunaris. All right, you're ready to go. All right, and how does this work? When your eclipse reaches 3, you perform the following. Take the top card from the augmentation deck and put it on the top of the boss deck. If you can't, the players lose. Right. So as this fills up, he eventually gets these augments that makes his deck bigger and scarier. So he's got all of these in his discard pile. And so here's the thing: at a lower player count, they want him to level up faster. If we were playing a 4-player game, we'd have to go through all of these cards before he would level up. But in a 2-player game or a solo game, they level up quicker because the balance of the game is the game is a bit easier the fewer players you have. Now, if I want, I can turn him from a normal difficulty into an expert difficulty or a nightmare difficulty, and I am not doing that today. I am leaving this aside because he's already the toughest boss that came with it. But he is going to be leveling up to level 2 and level 3 very quickly. So I'll leave these over here. Let's go back over to the overhead view. All right, so I think I am set up. He's level 1, normal difficulty. He has 1 card in his draw pile. He has a bunch of... All right, where was I going to put his cards? Oh, I've run out of space. Oh, that's because all this was going to be moving up farther here. So he's got his augment deck. He's got his discard pile. He's got his draw pile. He's got his hit points. Now, I know you can't see it because of the stuff, but in the final run-through, people will be able to see. But, I mean, he starts with 40 hit points. I'll be knocking that down as it goes. I've got the city is at 27 hit points that I'm trying to protect. These are all the things I could buy. I've got my starting hand of cards. I've got my starting draw pile. Let me just double check if I'm forgetting anything else about setup. All right, follow all the setup rules, set up the boss deck, get the supply. The supply is ready. I've got my starting hand. Yeah, I think everything's ready to go. So, folks, I can't imagine that was the most exciting thing. But again, I promised all the behind-the-scenes stuff, even if it's not particularly exciting. So, hopefully, wait, give it a try. Yep, and there's Paulo saying, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Play one you know." This drives him nuts. Normally, I mean, I've usually played a game 2, maybe 3 times, sometimes once, before I actually film. And whenever I film, I always like to do something new that I haven't seen before. And that ups the chance for goofs. I should just say, okay, well, I'm just going to do the thing I already know how it works. But that's not as much fun. And I do try to make these kind of spontaneous and alive and all of that. Oh, and I see Kate and Vader is the Kate and Apollo. Don't do it on one shoulder. Kate's do it on the other shoulder. The angel and the devil whispering in my ear. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Kabuki, the sausage is made. We are ready to go. Now, what else do I need? I think I have already set up my box cover. Let me see if I've got that. Hey, everybody, today Rahdo runs through blippity blop. Nope, I need to change the box art. Oh, good vibes. Thank you. Brenner? That's actually good. I was starting to get a little wound up there. It's kind of good. Just calm down. Calm down. All right, I need to change the box art. Because last thing I did, I was doing the podcast the other day. So I need to edit properties. I need to browse for the bitmap directory in edit box. And oh my gosh, I have not downloaded this bitmap. So here's something else I need to do, folks. You're getting all the behind the scenes. Let's go surfing now. Let's go back to the browser. And is the browser even running? There it is. Okay. Here I am on Board Game Geek. Just my default homepage. Astro Knights. Grab the bitmap. You'd think I'd have some line. I mean, I'm sure if I wanted to, they'd send me the stuff, but I just go on Board Game Geek and I get it, just like a normal person. I want the highest resolution one you got, Board Game Geek. Give me the high res one. All right, open it. Yeah, just in this window's fine. Open it. And then save it. Save image as. All right. Oh, I've never where did you just download that? Where is that? Open folder. All right, you just put that in. Oh, you put it on my desktop. Okay, that's cool. All right, and so we are done with that. Brief visit to Board Game Geek as part of the process. Now let's come back to fixing my box logo. Or not the box, the game box. Right, we're not doing a talk through. Box art, browse to the desktop where that just got downloaded. Boom, Astro Knights. Boom. What the heck? Oh, no, that's not good. Why is that happening? Okay, let's unlock that and fix that. Why are you doing that? OBS? Normally I film in regular OBS. I'm in Streamlabs OBS right now, which is now called Streamlabs. Why is that happening? Oh, because of the filters, because I was experimenting with that, isn't it? That's why. Let's get rid of that filter. There we go. Fine. Fixed. And, oh, now it's too big. So let's transform to fit on screen. Fit screen. Yay! Hooray. All right. So I've got that, and I've got my, right. There we go. Astronauts. So it's going to be, hey everybody, today previews of Prada Pelika Skapaldu Astronauts, yay! And then I go to the overhead where the game is set up, ready to play. That is my intro. I got to minimize this stuff now so I don't have the blown out white up there. Okay, it means I can just see all the stream avatars a little bit better. And, and hey, oh, I just actually spawned some dummy ones. Oh, whoops, I still had that mode in because I was doing a test before. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, there's a few spawned ones in there. How do I get rid of those? I've never actually tried to. Oh, I just right-click on them. Oh, but they're all hidden. They're the avatars. They're revolting. They're hiding amongst the crowd. I can't. Oh, there you are. There you are. Out of the way, K-Sib. Boom. Spawned is gone. There's another spawn. Oh, hiding behind everybody. Everybody get out of the way. Where's the... There it is. Bye-bye, spawned. Okay. This was not what I intended to do right now. And, oh, okay, even if they're hiding behind. All right, so I got rid of those spawns. What was I going to do? I don't even remember now. I'm going to blow you all up. Boom, 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 boom. Incoming! Just for fun. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Ah! Yeah, don't mess with me. There's more of that if you don't watch out. Not that it hurt anything. Okay. Hide the children, shouts dual-wheeled cat. Too late. Everybody went flying. Okay, so the game is set up. Everything's laid out. All right. Oh, I don't like this. If I put this a little bit more to see my draw... No, I just don't need to see the draw pile. You know what a draw pile is. Often, as part of laying out, I'll give myself more room to play, and it's not like you need to see this. You understand there's a draw pile. I'll mention I'm drawing from over here. That's fine, and I have a discard pile further offhand. Here's my current starting hand of cards. The boss has 40 hit points, got one card in their draw pile. They're going to level up immediately. The city needs to level up. I got my turn order. Everything is set. Whee! Okay. Brenner says we. Oh, he enjoyed the show. Okay, well, one more thing before we get going. It's almost becoming a tradition here on Rahdo Twitch, is that before we actually start doing the real recording, we have a battle royale. So let's do that. A battle royale, which means one lucky stream avatar, which is to say one subscriber to the show, is going to win 100 customization points so they can buy fun hats and stuff like that. So, let's see. Did the sound continue to work? Yes, it should. So, prepare for the ultimate action-packed battle royale as you all fight to the death. Or at least all the subscribers fight to the death. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, and Feldfan is due for a win. Yeah, Feldfan got took out early. I see Paulo is trying to use commands. Did that actually work, Paulo? Can you actually maneuver? Can you override the randomness? If so, that's really interesting. If you can force your avatar, I assumed everything was random. I mean, I know I sometimes see people jumping and I never see the jump happen. Are you even still in there? Let's see. Oh, I think I just got taken out. Feldfan, sorry Feld, you just got taken out by Itri. Oh, and there's still a spawned one. Oh, that spawned can't win. I need to get rid of that one. Where's the spawn command? I can't let the spawner win. Oh my gosh, can I drop bombs while this is happening? What will happen? I have no idea. Spawn is gone. I can't get rid of Spawn! Oh no! He's unkillable! He's the Terminator! AI has taken over! One of them snuck in! Corathane, you have to take him out! Take him out, Corathane! Oh my gosh, it's right down to the road! No, Corathane, you're getting stabbed in the back! Turn around! Oh no! Oh no! Run away! Run away! Oh, there's much higher stakes than normal. Get him! No! No! Spawned 8. Our future robot overlords. That was ridiculous. Oh my gosh. What were the chances? I don't know, there must be like 30 or 40 of you there. What were the chances of that? Well, you know what? Spawned whatever it was has earned the right to stay. I am not going to despawn Spawned 8 or whoever it was. They can stay. They can stay. Sorry, Corathane. You should get some points for that, though. You came down to the end. Let's see. What is that command? It's I think it's give, or no, it's currency. It's down below. Currency, give. How you spell Corathane? Cora, Thane, 100. Is that right? Did I do that right? Corathane does not exist. Corathane, I don't know how to spell your crazy long name with E's and I's and stuff. Have you typed recently? Although I really shouldn't reward you since you failed to take out the AI. Okay. All right. Nope. I don't know how to spell it. Looks like Corthane has not typed for a while. Wait. Oh no. If Corthane is still here, of course they're here. I can look in the users in chat, can't I? Yeah. I know how this works. Oh, it's Corthane. I've been saying it wrong forever. Corthane. All right. Cool. Close that. Currency. Give Corthane 100. There you go, Corthane. You made it second place. No, I'm sorry. I always thought it was Corthane. I don't know why. I never looked that close because it's too busy. All right, so there's your second place. Buy yourself. I see you don't actually have a hat. I don't think. And watch out, folks. They're spawned people among you. Don't trust them. It's like they're Cylons or something. That was really quite unexpected. Okay. Enough of all of that absolute silliness. That was ridiculous. It's time to actually do my job, which you folks are just sitting on the sidelines watching. And what that means is I'm gonna have to stop paying attention while I'm filming the run through to the chat. So I'm gonna put this little thing on screen. Oh, I need to bring you back in the foreground. Put this thing on screen. There it is. Hey everybody, we're in the middle of filming right now. So that's just a scrolling thing up at the top. Oh, did I turn it on and off? There we go. Did I turn it back on the second time? There we go. Yeah. So that's just to remind anybody who comes in late that if you want to chat, I'll wait until after the show is over, and then we'll do some Q&A and whatnot. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, we're good to go. Let me look at this player turn aid one more time. All right. So the player turn. First you attack, then you can do all your stuff, then you draw. Pretty simple. Then the boss goes, activates, draws a new thing, becomes exhausted. Yeah, this is pretty much the entirety of the game. It's pretty streamlined. Okay, and the nice thing is, we've been going for 52 minutes, and except for that one first glitch with the sound, it has not failed us since. No avatars would be best for you. Get out of here! You're fired! It'd be best for you because you can't see everything, and you're actually trying to work. I enjoy the avatars too terribly much. Tell you what, though, to make your life a little bit easier, Paulo, let me find them. I think what oh no, I made another spawn! Eliminate him. Eliminated. All right, gone. I need to turn off that create more spawns. Where is it? All right, so no, I'm not going to do that. Bombs, more bombs. Bombs, everybody. And you know what? Just for fun, since you've all made it this far and this has all been crazy, how about some stars for everybody? Some people are just getting them just because they go flying through the air with the bombs. If you type in !jump and about 6 seconds later, you will actually jump, and you collect those things, and they give you 35 customization points. So, have a little bit of that, and in the meantime, where is it? There's a place. Okay, it's here. I'm going to scale it down just a little bit for you, Paulo, so they're a bit tinier than normal. Boo, boo. So they're not taking up quite so much screen real estate. Now everybody's a wee little tiny one. Unless, of course, somebody wants to turn in their channel points, and then you can make yourself a mega one, so you'll still stand head and shoulders above all the others. Okay, can close that. Right, okay, I'm done interacting with the thing. Okay, and here I am, and whee. Okay, cool. Oh, and I see people are flinging themselves, using the fling to fly at an angle to have a better chance than using the jump. That's like an advanced secret technique you can use. Somebody, I can't see who it is. Looks like Kabuki Kid is the master star catcher. That's why Kabuki has little stars flying out of her as she walks around. All right. It's a fling and then an angle. Or is it fling? No, it's not fling. It's sling, like a slingshot. Exclamation point sling, and then a number like from 45 to 145 lets you send yourself flying at an angle. And I think actually if you type in a second number, that's your velocity. So if you do exclamation point sling 140 50, that will fly you off at a velocity of or 140 degrees at 50 miles an hour. Just a little thing you can do. It's not fling, it's sling. There you go. Feldfan just gave himself a little fly, I think. Oh, there he goes. And there goes, right. And if you want a big one, it's no commas. So Brenner just did 135, 100. He's going to go flying, presumably. And again, these commands, I think there's there he goes. Whee! Oh, there goes Kabuki Kid. So something you can do, if it gets a little boring, you can just fly, you can just fling yourself around the screen for fun. You need the command sling and then the numbers goblin. Okay. You guys have distracted me for the last time. It is time. There goes Karthik. That was a good throw. And if you fly yourself off the screen, you will eventually respawn. Don't worry. Okay, that's it. It is time to get serious and save Nisarin from the evil Lunaris. I'm not going to do this during the story, but let's actually give you folks some story. Hey, there's a scouting report, right? Let me make that bigger so I can read it. Whee! So I just saw somebody fly straight up to the moon. The Scythians originally lived on a moon called Lunaria until they decided their destiny was greater than the humble rock where they made their origins. Their leader took on the name Lunaris, claiming to be the soul of the celestial body itself, and Lunaris' followers joined it in an attempt to ascend to immortality by ransacking the resources of every planet they came across. Lunaris is a formidable opponent, armed with so it's basically a Death Star, armed with technology more advanced than we've seen in this side of the galaxy. However, its weakness is its hubris. Lunaris derives power from the belief of its own more immortality. The stronger its body grows, the more power it can channel from the moon. By wearing down Lunaris' life force, you'll be able to delay its ascension. Be careful, knights. The minions Lunaris brings are equally dangerous opponents. You'll have to divide your firepower between managing them and keeping Lunaris from rising. Well, that doesn't sound good. Alrighty, there we go. Now I've totally forgotten what are his special rules. Alright, when his eclipse reaches 3, immediately he gets a thing. Place the top card of the augmentation deck on top of the boss deck. If you can't, if I run out of these, we lose because there's too many of them. Reset the eclipse after an augmentation is resolved. Place it in the discard. Yeah. So basically, he's really simple. He's tougher, but he's simple. Okay. Oh my gosh. Brenner, I have no idea how high the power can go. I've never really messed with it that much. Okay. Calming down. Ready to go. Got Lunaris. I'm totally. My Bright Root gets some power, or any ally, which since I'm playing solo is me, can discard a card in hand to gain a... Ooh, nice. Nice. All right, we're ready to go. Thanks for coming along the ride, folks. Hopefully, this will all work out okay. And Paulo, I've still got my phone right here in case you need to beat me. Hopefully you won't. If there's a game I should be able to play without goofs, it's the heir apparent to Aeon's End, which has been simplified. But Paulo knows me. Once I get going, my brain just goes right out the window. All right. You ready? Let's get in position. All right. And Brenda, you're welcome. Hopefully it was interesting. Where's the button? Hey everybody, today on Rahdo Runs Through, we are previewing Astro Knights. But before I get going, please turn your subtitles onto the Klingon channel so that when I make any rules goofs, you'll know what they are. And if you've done that, welcome to the galaxy. Players take on the role of brave astronauts who are trying to save some poor hapless planet from evil space bosses. And today, it's going to be me, playing Toli, going up against Lunaris, which is basically like a sentient Death Star, effectively, trying to destroy the planet Nisarin. And the prototype I've got came with a bunch of other ones. I could be fighting against Furion, or which is a sentient galaxy, or Cortuna, a time-traveling space worm, or Architect Ado, the thing that just makes lots of robots and whatnot. And there's a lot of different heroes we could play as. I'm playing as Toli with the Bright Root, kind of a Groody type character, but I could have been Silas, who's more of a leader, Gavril, Christina, Nazma, or good old robot assassin Zack. So there's a bunch, and of course, there are different planets we could save too, all of which have different abilities. So every time you play, you're going to get a different variety of stuff, including the market over here. I've already set the market up. Currently, I could buy some Solaris cells, some Infinitum core, deflector fields, repulsors, grav hammers, or velocity revolvers. But there will be more stuff to buy over the course of the game. If you want to take a closer look at them, here they are. And so the game is ready to go, and let's see if we can save the galaxy. All right, so on the back of my player card is a little summary of who I am, kind of what my specialty is. I'm really a healing and support character, but I'm going solo today. Wish me luck, especially because Lunaris is the toughest boss in my prototype. I have a starting hand of cards and a starting deck. This is a deck builder, folks. It's a cooperative deck builder if you're playing with other players. So here's my starting hand of cards. Here's my remainder of my cards. I'll be using these in my second turn. And we're ready to go. So, how does the game work? Well, every turn, this turn order deck is going to tell us whether the heroes or the big bad boss gets to go. And if I were playing a multiplayer game, there would be some cards in here for me, player 1. There'd be some cards in here for player 2, maybe even for player 3, and then there's also some boss cards in here. Now, since I'm playing completely solo today, it's just me versus the boss, this deck has 2 cards for the boss, which is always the case, and 2 cards for me. I'm player 1, and this is used in higher player counts because this could be player 1 or 2. In this case, it's going to be me, player 1. So I got to shuffle this deck up a little bit more, and we will get into the action and find out who is going to go first. It's likely going to be me, but Lunaris might be the first out of the gate. All right, so who's up? It is me, player 1. Okay, then what do I do on my turn? Well, first of all, it's summed up here quite nicely. I go through my attack phase. And now what that means is if in a previous round I had actually prepared some weapons, I would now get to shoot the weapons at Lunaris. I gotta do 40 points of damage to take out this big bad thing. But since the beginning of the game, I have not prepared any weapons, so I'm going to skip the attack phase and go directly on to the main phase. And in the main phase, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff I can do. And it's basically, the deck building type of stuff you would expect. And it's all going to be driven by my hand of cards. So what have I got? I have got 3 power cores. These just generate energy, which is basically, usually it's the money that I use to buy more cards from the market over here. I've got a blaster. That's going to let me shoot, pew, pew at the bad guy. And since I'm Tully, I've got Brightroot. And Tully is a green character, isn't he? Let's see. Did I set up this green screen thing right? Let me see if this will work. Yep, there you go. There's Tully's information. So you can see that a bit more clearly. And then let's turn the green screen back off. And I am going to start playing these cards. Now, any cards I don't use, I can carry them over into the next round if I want, or I can discard them so that I will draw more cards next round. But for starters, you know what? I would like to go pew-pew with a blaster. I'd like to shoot next time because that's how I win. I got to do 40 points of damage. So one of the things on my list to do here is equip a weapon. I'm going to equip this weapon. And at the beginning of the game, I can have 1 weapon equipped. Let me go ahead and zoom in on my player board over here. So I've got a few different things to keep track of. This is how many slots. The more slots I have, which I can open up by spending energy, the more weapons I can have prepared. I can also turn my energy into power, and once I power all the way up, I will unlock my special ability, and I have hit points. If I lose all my hit points, I get exhausted. The game isn't over yet, but we are in trouble. And for folks who don't know, Astro is basically the heir apparent, the sequel of sorts to a very popular series of fantasy co-op card deck building called Aeon's End. And besides becoming a science fiction Guardians of the Galaxy type setting, crossed with Buck Rogers, besides the setting change, there are several changes. The market works differently, and one of the big changes is we do not have to slowly, rotate things to open up slots. We just make investments so we can have more weapons ready to go at any time. So that is one big change. So I've done one thing. I've prepared for my next shot. I will take a shot. So I've got my Brightroot, which lets me get 1 power. So that means between this, I've got 4 power to spend if I want to buy a deflector field. Or if I want to spend 2 power, I could get Solaris Cell, and then I could spend my other 2 power starting to power myself up to get access to my special ability, which lets me activate during my main phase, though I can heal the home world and power it up. The sooner I power up the home world, the sooner they will get access to their ability, which lets players collectively. Oh, so interesting. If I power up the home world 3 times, that gives me 5 power up. Wow. Which means I can get my own power faster. So these two work together. This powers me up so I can heal him and power him up so that he can power me up. So you can get like a feedback loop of healing the planet because that's my thing. I'm kind of a defense healer sort. All right, so like I said, I've got 4 to spend, or instead, if I want, I can use this so that any ally can discard a card in hand and gain a number slot. I think I'm totally going to do that. So I am going to discard one of these cards. It goes into my discard pile, which is just off camera. But you know what a discard pile is like. It's a pile of cards that you've discarded. So by discarding that, I am activating Brightroot that lets me get another slot. Now, normally, normally, to get another slot, I would have to spend 3 power. Instead, I effectively just spent 1 power. And so now we're moving up to the next slot, and we come back over here to the overhead. So I've used this, and now that gives me 2 more power, which is just enough to buy the Solaris cell. So I'm going to buy that. In the future, when I buy this, immediately, as a benefit, the homeworld powers up. So the homeworld is 1 step closer to giving me more power. And so I play, and when I play this in the future, it'll give me 2 energy. So I've used all that. I'm done. Now, after I've done all of these things I'm going to do, and then at the end of my turn, I got to do a little bit of cleanup. Anything that I played goes into the discard pile. And here's an interesting thing about this game. They can go in any order I want. And so you often want to put things together that will work well together. So I'm gonna put these crappier cards at the bottom. I'm gonna put the Brightwood and the Solaris cell next to each other. So in a future turn, I'm more likely to get them in the hand at the same time. So I have a bigger hand. And then I will discard these other things. So I'm discarding in a specific order so that I can get cards together that might combo well together. These don't, but it's a big part of the game. So I've discarded everything I played. If I still had cards in my hand that I chose not to use, I could discard them as well, or I could keep them. And then I draw back 5. So here's the rest of my cards. I got another blaster. I've got 4 power cores. That was my first turn. What's next? It's time for the boss to go. All right, and on the other side, we break down what they do. But I think maybe I made a goof. Hold on a second. Let me check. Yup, I'm a dummy. I totally forgot, folks. When you buy a card, it doesn't go into the section with your played cards. It immediately goes to your discard pile. I knew that. So the reality is, as soon as I bought this, it went into the discard pile. Then the cards I had used go in on top. Now, in this case, it worked out the same anyway, but that is important because, sometimes you might want cards to be next to certain cards and you can't do it because of the order you bought, but in this case, it worked out the same anyway. All right, so we are finished. It is time for the big bad boss to go. And first of all, the boss says, hi, I'd like to use any activate powers I've got lying around. Now, at the beginning of the game, there are none. Basically, if Lunaris here had summoned a bunch of bad guys, a bunch of minions, they would probably do various and sundry things. But we're at the beginning of the game. Lunaris hasn't summoned any minions yet. So he doesn't have any activate powers on his own card. He doesn't have any minions out. So we can pretty much get right past the activate resolution stuff. Now, like me, he's got a deck of cards. He's going to draw a card. Let's see what it is. And now, interestingly, as part of setup, I'm not 100% certain this is right. I believe in a solo game, Lunaris only has 1 card in his draw pile and a bunch of cards in his discard pile. He also has this augment deck of super powerful things that'll show up later. So this is the only card he has. This could be wrong. If it is, you might want to check the Cleon subtitles because it might be that he has no cards in his draw pile right from the get-go. But I think he had 1. And what is it? It's a moonbeam, and it's a strike. Kerblooey. So there are 2 types of cards most bosses have. They either have strikes, which means they activate immediately and then go into the boss's discard pile, or they have minions, which means they summon stuff that sticks around and can get activated. So this strike says, hey, draw a card from the augmentation deck and resolve it, and then destroy this card. Oh, well, that's starting off strong. Normally, these augments don't come into the game until he's powered up his eclipse. You know, the moon goes into eclipse, and that's when augments come out, but this moon strike was a one-time thing. It's out of the game, bye-bye, and immediately it said, hey, they're going to launch some technical schematics. If Lunaris has 40 health, which he does because I haven't heard him yet, 1 player suffers 5 damage. Now, if that weren't the case, he would take 15 points of damage. No! Arg! That would have been very nice for me to do that. But he was at full health, so I take 5. I need to hit him hard so that when this comes... Right, am I reading this right? If he has 40 health or more, player suffers 5 damage. Otherwise, he gains 15 health. Right. Oh, I see. So this is the first time I've fought Lunaris, folks. And it would appear that Lunaris is going to be healing himself up quite a bit, which is going to be tough for my little healer. Wish me luck. This is scary. And so when these augment cards, they do whatever, they then go into the discard pile. So that's going to be happening again in the future. Something for me to keep track of. So that was it for him. And now, please don't go again immediately. Please let me do something. I do. It is my turn now. Player 1. Okay, so remember, at the beginning of my turn, if I have any weapons ready, I get to use them. Kerpew! I am going to shoot my blaster, which means it goes into my discard pile, and I do 1 point of damage. So, it's not that great. 39 hit points. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Is his maximum hit points 40? I think it is. So if he uses that 15, he would just heal back up to 40. He wouldn't go to, 54, would he? I don't think so. I might have to double check that as we go, but I'm pretty sure that's fine. So I've done 1 point of damage. 39 more to go. He can heal himself 15 at a time. I've already lost half of my life. Things are going great for Toli. All right, so that was the only thing I had prepared in my slots. And remember, I have 2 slots, so I can have up to 2 weapons ready to go. And so, now let's move on to the main stuff. Hey, it's a blaster. Let's get that ready to go. And I've got 4 power cores, so I'm going to spend them on something nice for myself. And you know what? Bad news, folks. I think the rule books talk about how they can heal, it can be 50 or he can go 40 or more. So I think he can actually heal over his base, which makes him even scarier. I need to start investing in weapons because these little blasters are not going to get the job done. Now, I should say, by the way, I totally forgot. Folks, always have the Klingon subtitles turned on because occasionally I forget things. After I bought, what was it? The Solaris cell, I immediately revealed what the next bit of tech was in the tech deck. A Dark Star Aura, which costs 2. Now, I've got 4 to spend. So I could buy this, and who knows, maybe buy something else. Or I could spend 2 to start powering up. But my powering up really heals the city. The city hasn't taken any damage yet, so I don't think I care about that. I want to get a better weapon. Although, there is a deflector field over here. Oops. Wait, but this is the fuel. This is the fuel. I didn't buy fuel. All right, so this, I don't know why this was face down. Anyway, always watch the Klingon subtitles turned on, folks. Those things will get... So, I've got 4. I could buy this deflector field, which powers up the homeworld faster and heals the homeworld. I don't care about powering up the homeworld. The homeworld powering up will power me up faster so I can heal the homeworld. The homeworld hasn't taken any damage yet. Now, there's another interesting thing about tech. Tech is a very interesting deck of cards because I can either pay for, it'll go into my discard pile, and eventually it'll come into my hand and I can use it. Instead, I can, what's it called? I think it's called overcharge. I can overcharge the tech card by using it immediately and then putting it at the bottom of the draw pile to maybe get something else that I care about more. So I could spend all 4 of this to power it up, heal it. I don't think I want to do that. And it's a bit wasteful as I don't have 5. I do have 3, though. I'm going to buy a repulsor. So that takes 3. So I played these 3 to get 3 power, to buy the repulsor, which does 2 points of damage, and the homeworld heals. Everything is about healing the homeworld so far in this particular setup. And who knows? I mean, the homeworld's probably going to start getting hit. And now, ultimately, if the homeworld dies, that's how we lose. So this repulsor will do more damage and heal the homeworld. And I will put this immediately in my discard pile. And now I've got 1 more card to play. 1 power doesn't let me do anything. I need 2 power to power up, or 3 power to buy another slot, or 2, 6, 4, 3, 5, or 7 to buy something else. So I'm done. At the end of my turn, any cards I didn't play, I can discard. I'm just going to discard all this stuff so I can draw more cards because I want to get to those new cards that I was buying. Boom. And that was it for me. So I've gone, and now at the end of my turn, I got to draw 5 more cards. Here's the deal. You can't see it, but my draw pile is empty. My discard pile is full. So what happens is when you need to get your deck back, you don't, like other deck builders, just take all these cards and shuffle them up. Instead, you just flip it and then start drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's nothing random about the card draws in Astronauts. And the way you discard things can affect how turns will happen in the future if you discard things in certain orders. So I can see on my next turn, I got my Solaris cell, and I got my Bright Root, and I've got 3 power. So that was it for me. Let's go again. And yay, I got lucky. I get to go again. So I know after this is over, the boss is going to go. And because they've got nothing else to draw, they're going to level up. So that's going to be scary. But let's see if... first of all, first thing I can do is... Kerpew! I do 1 point of damage. Yay! Don't worry, folks. We've got this sentient battle moon under control. All right, so I've got $3 I could spend. I could make it 4 if I use my Bright Root, or I could discard something else to give myself another slot so I could have 2 weapons active. But my Solaris cell gives me 2. It had this one-time thing of starting to power up the homeworld, and it gives me 2. So I've actually got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I want, I could go on a much bigger shopping spree. I could buy an Infinitum Core, which gives me 3 power per, and when I gain a tech, I place it into my hand instead of into the discard pile so I can use techs faster. And it'll be easier to get them because I'm making 3 power. And at 6, I can't quite buy the Velocity Revolver. Now, I didn't mention this, folks. As part of setup, each one of these decks is a particular type. This is cheap fuel. This is expensive fuel. This is cheap, expensive, and super expensive weapons. These are all weapons, and I want to get more weapons and fill my slots up. These are tech, and these are all kinds of things. And the interesting thing about them is if I don't want to use them, I can just do them as a one-time thing, put them at the top of the deck, rather than add them to my deck. So, I am not going to give myself another slot because I don't have enough weapons to take advantage of it anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. What am I going to buy? Do I buy a Phase Shield? Deals 2 damage and the Homeworld powers up. All right. You know, it'd be great if the Homeworld powering up, which powers me up, would let me heal myself instead of the Homeworld. But can I pump the Homeworld? I don't believe the Homeworld can ever go higher than its base level. If the boss can, but the Homeworld can't, well, you know what? Nobody ever said it was easy being a hero. So I could buy that, and then I'd have 3 more. Maybe I'd be able to afford, so I can afford that and that. And then I'd still have 2 left over. I could start powering up. But nope. Okay, I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to spend the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 and buy a Grav Hammer. Do 4 points of damage, and I can return a weapon from my discard pile into my hand. So this is going to combo well with other weapons. This goes directly into my discard pile where it's right next to a blaster. So hopefully I can start comboing them together. So that cost me 5. I reveal a new thing. A particle cannon, which cost me 5 again. I've got 1 left over because I didn't use my Bright Root, or I could use it to use our slot, or I could just keep it in my hand. I don't have to play it, and I don't think I'm going to. I'll wait till next turn. Let's see, right? Yeah. Or do I want to keep this 2? Because that would have given me 1, 2, 3. No, that would have given me a 4. I could have bought it. No, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to keep this in my hand, carry it over, so I've got access to my special power, depending on what comes up next. And I can discard these however I want. I'm going to discard so my Solaris Cell is first, right next to my Grav Hammer, and then I've got these power. And then, because I didn't discard this, I'm only filling my hand back up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've still got a couple more cards to draw before I make my new draw pile. And, okay, Bright Root, Blaster, Repulsor, Power Core, Power Core. All right, this will be in the future, but for now, it's going to get ugly, folks. It's the boss's turn. And remember, first of all, the boss does any, activates. Still has no activates yet because he doesn't have any minions out. So that's good. But now, draw a card. If it's a strike, do the thing. If it's a minion card, put them into play. But there's a third thing that happens. If there is no card to draw, then the boss levels up. This boss was at level 1, but now it's just moved up to level 2. So I put this here as a reminder, things just got a bit tougher. And some more stuff happens. Immediately, any minions get 3 health. Lunaris heals 10. Shuffle the card from the augmentation deck into the boss deck when I reform it. So, another augment comes into play. And remember, this is another timer. If he gets all his augments out, I lose. If the planet dies, I lose. So there's another one there. He heals. And so does he go back above 40? That seems cruel. Very, very mean. I think I really want to double check that. Okay, folks, I was just really quiet for a second so I could find where this spot is. What I normally do when I'm filming is I have my keyboard off to the side and I've got Shift mapped as pause. So I can just pause recording and I can look things up. I can't do that now with you live, so I'm going to have to manually, I put in that moment of silence so I could find where the pause was. And I want to double check. Paulo, are you sure this thing can heal back up above 40? That seems, he's healing like crazy. That seems crazy. Are you sure? Are you sure, man? And I'm going to go double check the rules myself. Because I don't want to die so fast. Let's see. I think you said you saw somewhere in the rules that said or more. Find or more. I'm searching the PDF for or more. All right. Oh, and I see he's tapping me on the WhatsApp. All righty. He says, go look. And this is really interesting. I've never had anybody check me while I'm live. I love it. He goes above page 5, point 2, page 5. Here's the thing. I've learned years ago never to question Paulo. He's sometimes wrong, but very, very rarely. All right, boss anatomy. Point 2. Starting off with the boss. The boss's health is tracked. If it reaches 0 wins, bosses have no maximum health. Like I said, folks, Always bet on Paulo. Yikes. Okay, that's not good. All right, okay. But Paulo will agree, sometimes he gets it wrong. And usually when he did, I'm right. And oh, that is the best feeling when that happens. But it's very, very rare, I have to admit. Okay. All right, everything going okay since I've kind of paused now for a little bit in the chat? Let's see, how is everybody doing? I haven't heard any booms in my ear, so apparently the sound hasn't died, which is what I mostly care about. 86 of you are still here. Very rarely, says Paulo, with a goofy smile. Yep. But it's always very satisfying when it happens, I have to say. All right, so this thing is going to heal up to 48. Folks, I don't know if I'm going to make it. But hey, you know what? Actually, since I have paused, I want to double check, because this is the first time I'm upgrading. I don't want to mess up the upgrade. Let me go back and just do a quick double check. I'm surprised there's nothing on this player aid about, just a really quick summary about how the upgrades work. But it doesn't look like there is. So I don't want to get it wrong. Let me just go on ahead to the rulebook and double check to make sure I'm not going to do it wrong. Alrighty, player turn, boss turn. Biggity, skiggity, boss turn. Heck, I can even show you what I'm looking at if you want. So that's a bit more interesting, I suppose. Where is that? That is Windows recording. So I'm looking at the boss turns. Draw a phase. Strike card, minion card, when resolving card effects. Oh, and I heard a bleep bleep. And Paula says, did I miss 2 voice calls? Paula, have you tried to call me? My phone just beeped at me that you've tried to literally call me from Portugal? It must have been when the sound was out or something. Yikes. Anyway, all right, so empty boss deck, level tokens. Oh, by the way, these are supposed to be tokens, not cards. Well, I'll say that when I get there. All right, if the boss has no more level tokens, you lose. If a boss has any remaining level tokens, all right, find the next token. Number at the top indicates put in play. The boss starts with level 1. All right. Resolve instant effects, which is what I'm in the middle of doing. Shuffle the discard pile, including cards that were placed there during setup, and then draw a card and resolve. Yep, pretty straightforward. Okay, so, yep, I did remember how to do this correctly. This is so weird having you folks here, I have to admit. Also, another thing that's really weird, I have these zoom-ins, set to be able to look at things, but when I film in OBS, I use my foot. I have foot pedals that lets me switch back and forth between things. I'm in Streamlabs today because that's how I stream, and I totally forgot to set the foot pedal up for the Streamlabs. So my zooming is not quite as smooth as it normally is because I can keep my hands free while I use my foot to zoom in and out of stuff. But it's okay. It's okay. So anyway, so I went and double checked, and I'm going to come back and say, yep, it's bad news, folks. This thing's going to heal. All right, so. All right, let me care. I'm gonna be silent again for a second, so again, I'll know when the end of this section is, this end of this interlude, this brief pause. All right, so. Oh, folks, it's true. So he heals. He went from 38 to 48. I'm in a much worse state than when I started. And let's see, what else does he do? Right, so, right. Any minions would have healed by 3. He healed by 10. Shuffle a card from the augmentation in the boss deck. And then there is now an activate effect. Remember, his first 2 turns, he didn't have an activate effect. Now, every time he activates, if he has 40 health or more, increase his eclipse track. So I got to get his life back down. Yikes. And we take this deck. And we finally, remember, all this started because I didn't have a card to draw. So now he's going to draw a card, too. And what do you want to bet? It's going to be something really bad. I hope it's not. But I suspect it will be. Here we go. Boop. Oh dear, here it comes. And it is a celestial absorption. That doesn't sound good. What is this? This is all new to me. I've not fought him before. He gets 7 health. Increase his eclipse track by 1. And this was just an instant. Wow, maybe he doesn't have a lot of minions. Maybe he's just all about instants. So he gets 7 more health. All right, which puts him up to 55, I think. And he gets closer to eclipsing, which brings another one of his biggie baddies out. Okay, well, that was very unfortunate. But that was it for his turn. He didn't have any minions to activate. He's done his 1 card, which was a Celestial Absorption. And now there's no more cards. So we take the turn order, we shuffle it back up, and they all go face down, of course. And hopefully I get to do 3 turns in a row to try and turn this around because, oh my gosh, totally it's not looking good for Totally, folks. All right, so here we go. We're going up against level 2. First player out of the gate is me. Yay! Alrighty, so I have no weapons prepped, so I don't get to do anything. Here's my hand. I will prep this blaster, and I will prep the repulsor. Remember, at the beginning of the game, I could only prep one at a time, but because I used my Bright Root to unlock another slot, I can have 2 things prepped ready to go. Now, I've got $2 to spend, or 3 if I use my Bright Root. Or, if I use my Bright Root to open up another slot so I can have more weapons, then that means I gotta get rid of one of these, and I've only got $1 to spend, and $1 won't buy me bubkus. Let's see here. So, what am I gonna do? Am I going to buy 3? 3 would let me get a phase shield. Yeah, I want more weapons. I'm just going to spend all 3 of these to buy a phase shield. It goes into my discard pile, and then I'll discard these, and I am done. And then, who's next? Me. Okay. So, I will use both of these. Kerpew, kerpew. I don't have to. They could stay up there. Because maybe you're waiting for an effect or waiting for a certain monster or all kinds of things. But right now, I'm just trying to hit this guy as fast as I can. That is 1, 2, 3 damage. Right. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. And the home world gains 1 health. And I'm trying to remember, does the home world, can it heal over its start? I'm actually looking right now. You're paused. Bad news, no, it can't. Of course it can't. If it were easy being a hero, everybody would do it. So, I don't get the benefit of that, but I did do 3 points of damage. All right, and, so, that was that. Oh, wait, but I forgot. At the end of my last turn, I should have redrawn my hand. I had 1, 2, which meant I had to take my discard pile, flip it, 3, 4, 5. So, at the start of this second turn, I went kerpew, kerpew! And, then, what have I got here? Okay, I will prepare the hammer and the blaster. And then I've got 4 to spend. And, right. Oh, and these, when they shot, they went into the discard pile immediately, if I recall correctly. So, I've got 4 to spend now. Oh, and I should see there's a new weapon, and I need these weapons fast. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, I don't need to heal the homeworld anymore. If I buy this lightning cutlass for 4, 3 damage and I power myself up, yeah, let's buy that. Boom. And I am done. I spent all 4 of this. I discard these in whatever order I want. And I draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, alrighty. And hopefully I get a 3rd turn. That'd be really cool. I was hoping for it. I don't think I'm going to get it, though. I did! Alright, so let's go ahead and shoot the blaster. Pew! And that's another point of damage. But more importantly, here's where things start getting interesting. My grav hammer says attack, deal 4, and I can return a weapon from the discard pile to my hand. Hey, did that fix that? That makes me very unhappy. Oh my gosh. Of course, the week when I'm trying to do more streaming than I've ever done in my life is the week that all this tech crap would happen. Of course it is. Thanks for the booms. And I heard you too, Paula. I was just about to go check. So what was the last word I said? Because now I gotta... Does anybody remember the last thing I said? It wasn't sling 21,000. Looks like some people are having some fun slinging. Can I do something? I'm going to try something here. I've never tried this. Mass sling 90 100. Nope, I forgot the word mass. Mass sling 90 100. Hey, I can make all of you sling. All right, let's do that again. Mass sling 85, 1,000. Whee! There you all go. Bye-bye. Oh, and your names can't catch up. There we go. All right. Everything will catch back up. Okay. Does anybody remember the last thing I said? The last thing I said was out of my hand. All right. So that meant I was messing around with out of my hands. All right. Well, I'll just repeat then. All right. Okay. I'm going to be quiet for a little bit so I can find the spot, or I'll do. Thank you for the booms, folks. Keep those booms coming. Sorry, Paul, I would have responded to you too. Oh, man, that is so depressing that happened again. I can't say how depressing it is. I'm going to have to do some major surgery this afternoon before tomorrow's live feed. Anyway, okay. Oh, sorry, folks. I just had a bit of a technical snafu with my audio. What was I just saying? I was talking about how the grav hammer, if after I used it to do the big hits, it's gone, but it allowed me to pull this, and now that I have it, I can play it directly out of my hand, so I'm ready for my next attack, and that will be joined by my phase shield. So I'm going to have a nice little 1-2. And so you can see why now that I'm starting to speed things up, I probably want to get another slot so I can have 3 weapons at the ready. And so what am I going to do? So I could trash or discard a card to use this to get my another slot so I can have 3 weapons on the go, or I can use this to have 4 to spend on. Oh, I could get a Disruptor Pistol. I could get a Disruptor Pistol and Aura. More money and more this. I think it's going to go time to go shopping. Let's get the pistol and the Dark Star Aura. Or let's get the pistol first and let's see what comes out. Okay, I can cover that. Let's get the Dark Star Aura and let's see what comes out. So I just spent 4 and now I discard these. And maybe I got a shot after all. Probably not though. Because boom, here we go. And now he's going to go twice in a row. So that was fun while it lasted. First of all, activate. If Lunaris has 40 health or more, increase the Eclipse track by 1. He does. So he's not healing. He's just getting closer, unleashing more terrible stuff. So that was the only activate he did. And now he draws a card, and it is his first minion. Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome, Astral Sentry. So in the future, this thing, when it activates, it heals Lunaris, and the homeworld is going to start taking damage. Now this thing has 5 hit points. It comes in with those 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got another thing to shoot at. If I take this out, it doesn't help me other than the fact that it stops healing him. Because now he is going to be healing automatically every round as long as this sentry is still around. Okay. So, that was it for him. He did his activations. Then he drew a card. It was a minion. It stuck around. And now he goes again. All right, activation. If he has 40 health point or more, increase the Eclipse track. The Eclipse track, it's a total eclipse of the moon. And so, as it says right here, when it reaches 3, place the top card of the augmentation deck on top of the boss deck. Reset the Eclipse track to 0 after it has been resolved. Place it. Right, so reset. So that's at least good. So he's not going to eclipse us again for a while. But another big, bad, super augmented card is in my future. So that's unfortunate. And that was him activating. Now this thing activates and says, hey, heal him for 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up to 50. Grr. And hit the homeworld for 2. 1, 2. So at least now I've got something to heal. And we're done with activating. And now we draw a new card. And when you know, it's something augmented. It is an augmented minion. It is a walker among the stars, which says when he activates, which he won't do until the next time, heal by 4 and increase. So I got 2 things that are, but this one I have to do 7 points of damage to take that one out. Yoy, yoy, yoy. I need some help. Let's hopefully see if we can turn this around. All right. So who's next? Me or him? Me. Okay, that's good. So first of all, I've got a phase shield and I've got a lightning cutlass. I'm going to use both of these. This does 3 points of damage and powers me up. And so I'm getting ready to where I can power up and heal the planet and all that. Because really, at the end of the day, it's if the planet takes too much damage or if all of these cards, that's what's going to make me lose. Me losing hit points just exhausts me, which just makes him more powerful and it makes the planet in more danger, but it's not the end of the world. So I powered up to be able to heal later, and I'm doing 2 points of damage, and the homeworld powers up again. So I powered up, the homeworld powers up, and between these two, I am doing 5 total damage. Now, I could split that up, or I could just dump it all here in the sentry, which is what I'm going to do. Kerblooey. Bye-bye. 1 less healing robot for me to deal with. Oh, and by the way, I should have had 5 cards in hand. There was 2, and then 1, 2, 3. I just forgot to draw up from the last turn. And so now what am I going to do this turn? Hey, how about I prepare another blaster and a repulsor? And then I've got 2 to spend, 3, 4. I've got 4 to spend. Which means I could power up twice, which means I could then use my special power, which would heal the homeworld by 3 and would power up the homeworld, which means the homeworld would then be powered up. And because it has only one more step to go, and when that happens, I get 5 more power-ups myself, so I'd be ready to almost heal the homeworld again. So that's great later when the homeworld's in danger. Right now, I'm just trying to find a way to hurt this thing. So I'm not going to spend 4 to power up twice. I could buy another slot, or I could spend $4 and buy another lightning cutlass. Yes, please. But if I don't buy some more big money items, I am not going to be able to get the particle cannons or the velocity. I'm just always going to be stuck at these cheaper buildings. But I have $4. I could buy this deflector shield, which powers up the homeworld and heals it. I don't think I want to mess with that yet. But also, if I get this out of the way, then I can get to something else, which is maybe going to be more useful tech for me. But right now, it's all weapons all the time. I need more weapons on deck. I'm just going to buy another lightning cutlass because that was pretty cool. And then I'm going to discard all the cards I played. And I'm done. And then at the end of my turn, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which I totally forgot to do the last few times. And hey, I got my pistol and I got my grav hammer, which is going to let me immediately pull the repulsor back so that I'll be able to, string more fights together. And I'm getting where I think I have enough cards where I need to get another slot so I can have 3 on the go at once. So anyway, that was my first turn. What's next? It's me again. Let's go. Go gadget. Let's fire. Kerpew, kerpew. That's 1 point of damage and 2 points of damage, and the home world heals by 1. No way. I'm talking to Paulo. Right, Paulo is saying I forgot to do damage to the boss. Is that right, Paulo? So tell me what to do. Stop being so riddly. All right, no, and then it comes right back and tells me. He should have 5 less. Oh. All right, going back to it. Oh, but wait, before I go on, folks, I did forget to do 5 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all is not lost. Anyway, though, so now let's hit with 2 points of damage, and the homeworld. I already healed the homeworld by 1 and 1 point. So that's 3 total. I could start whittling this thing down, but I mean, this has got 7. It's going to take me a while to get this thing. Do I want to do that? I think so, because this is also bringing out more of the bad ones. So I'm just going to do 3 points of damage to this, taking out 5, putting 2 in place. Bip bop. So it's not bad. He's half done. And then these get discarded. And I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't do 5 points of damage to the boss. I did 5 points of damage to his other minion. Sorry about that, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, back at 51 like he should be. Okie doke. So that was that. And now what am I going to do? I'm going to prepare the grav hammer. I'm going to pair the disruptor. And I can't prepare the blaster because I've only got 2 slots. So this is a wasted opportunity to do damage because I haven't invested so I can have more prepped guns. Oh no! And if I had 3 power, I could spend it to get the prep so I could get this ready to go, but I don't. I've only got 2 power. So that's not doing nothing for me. Ouch. Oh, and by the way, I should have revealed a new card over here. So I am not going to play this. I'm going to play these. That gives me 2 power. That should give me power to start healing, and there is nothing I can buy for 2. Oh, this is a bad turn, folks. This is a turn that is a result of me not properly manipulating my deck, so I have a better collection of stuff ready to go. Oh me, oh my. Okay, that's not good. Well, what am I going to do? 2 power. Well, I'm going to use that. I'm going to discard at the end of the turn. I will do these and just buy myself up 2 power because there's nothing else I can buy. I needed at least 3 to get the Hyperion Anomaly. And then I will, now, how am I going to discard these things? Do I put this other pistol next to the pistol? That pistol's already next to another weapon. If if I do have 3, I think I will do that. So I've got a group of 3. Maybe they'll come out together. Or do I do this so I've got more money next to other money? This is an important decision. I'm not sure if I'm making the right one, but I'll discard in that order. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that was horrible, folks. That was not very good. And now it's the boss turn. More back and forth. This is weird. Paulo just made another mistake. That's 2 goofs for Paulo, and you were all here to witness it. All of you. Never let him live this down. The moment that he made me give more life to the boss that didn't have it, and he just told me I should have powered up, but he forgot that it takes 2 power to go up a step, not 1. Oh, Paulo, not so smart now. How are you doing when the whole world is watching, huh, pal? Smart guy. How's it feel? All right. And I've totally forgotten what was going on now. Oh, it was the boss turn. All right, getting back to it. These were here. All right, let's see what they've got in store for us. We're going to be doing some activation. First of all, if Lunaris has 40 health or more, which he does, increase the Eclipse track by 1. I wish he didn't. And now this thing says, hey, he heals by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And increase the Eclipse track by 1. He's about to get another one of his minions out. And then he's just going to draw a card after he does all his activates. It's a Surge. Any player suffers 4 damage, then Lunaris gains health equal to that player's health. Well, tough luck for you, pal. After I take 4 damage, I'm down to 1. So you only heal by 1. How do you feel? How do you like that, huh? Smart guy? Not so great now, are you? I'm almost exhausted. Oh dear, that's not good. All right, let's continue. I'm up. Alrighty. Grav, hammer, disruptor, pistol. 4 points of damage, 2 points of damage. That's 6. 4 of it's going to take out this walker. Just be done with you, sir. You, sir. Another reason, too, of course, obviously now that thing's not going to keep doing its badness. But eventually, I will go through this discard pile. And then he will level up again. And the interesting thing is, the longer I keep minions out here, the faster they're going to go through this deck, which means the faster they level up. So I am incentivized to take out minions in a big, big way. So anyway, so that was the 4 damage. Then 2 damage to my foe. 1, 2. And I can destroy the top card of any supply deck. Hey, Deflector Field, get the heck out of here. I haven't wanted you for a while. I want to see some different tech. Thanks, Disruptor Pistol. It's a Quantum Hack, which costs 7. Suffer 1 damage to defeat a minion or any ally, and when I'm playing solo, I am an ally, or draw 2 cards. Nice. Okay, so I believe that's that, and so I'm going to discard these right next to each other. I am going to, all right, oh, I don't have any weapons to prepare, do I? No, I don't. But I think I'm going to use this to give myself a 3rd slot, which means I have to discard a crap card. So now I've got 2, and I've got 2 more from this Dark Star Aura, and I can destroy the top card of any supply deck. Oh, wait. Oh, did I just do that with the... Yeah, so. Okay. Cool. So, and this is a new thing. In the original Aeon's End, you knew exactly what was in every deck. But now, there might be things you want, or things that are in your way you can't afford, and being able to get rid of them out of the way with things like a Dark Star Aura lets you manipulate the market in a totally new way that never existed before in Aeon's End. So, let's see here. I'm going to be able to get rid of one of these things, and I can't buy this Quantum Hack for a while. I would like to get some more tech, so I'm just going to get rid of another one. And now we have a targeting sync, attack with any player's weapon without discarding it. So play this, attack with the card that's up here, and then it'll stay there, so it'll attack on the next turn. Now this costs 6, so that's pretty cool. So, alrighty, so I did that, and I've got 4 to spend. And, right, and so I'm using that. So what am I going to buy for 4? Still, I need more money to be able to get to the bigger weapons. But on the flip side, I can get a nice little weapon, deal 2 damage, and gain a slot, although I've only got 1 more slot to gain, or deal 3. Yeah, Sonic Needle Time. I'm buying that for 4. Okay, and then how am I going to discard these? I'll put the 2 nice things next to each other, along with the other nice thing. There we go. I draw 2 cards. I take my deck. I draw 1, 2, 3 more cards. And then, boss time. All right. Oh no! Where'd all your minions go? Oh, too bad, so sad. Oh, wait, you can activate. He has 40 health, which means he increases the eclipse track by 1, which means he brings another big bad, puts it on top of the deck, resets the eclipse, and so whatever this is, it's not going to be good. Oh, it's just the harbinger of ascension. No big deal. So when this activates, whoever, it's going to be me. I'm the only player. Takes 2 damage. He heals by 5. And, oh, wow, there you go. That's proof positive, folks. If Lunaris has 100 health or more, the players lose. So this is interesting. He's not really doing anything. He's just powering himself up. And there's his end game. If he can heal up to 100 and he has the Harbinger of Ascension, he ascends and we instantly lose. So this is an interesting situation. Having somebody who's good at healing the planet when the planet isn't under direct fire, this is not a good combo. But don't worry, we'll pull it out anyway. So that's the new card we drew. Boss turn over. My turn, 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 my turn. Please, please be my turn. It is not. It is not my turn. Alrighty, so start filling up the eclipse meter again because I haven't gotten him below 40. And this thing says, player with lowest health suffers 2. Boom, boom. I am exhausted, folks. And Lunaris heals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if that get him to 100. Now, I have to do 7 points of damage to this thing, forgot to mention, to get this out. Now, and that's interesting. I mean, so, well, interesting. What happens when you get exhausted, which seemed to be inevitable in this particular fight? There's a summary of it right here on the board. When you have 0 health, you're exhausted. Each boss has a special effect that happens, and while you're exhausted, you can't heal anymore, and any damage dealt to you is double dealt to the homeworld. So he just did 1 more point of damage, which I couldn't absorb anymore, so that was 2 to the homeworld. And so now, every time I take a hit, it's the homeworld taking a hit. And that's how we could lose. And so suddenly, keeping the homeworld alive is what it's all about, because I can't heal anymore. And I am just now a multiplier of damage to the homeworld. It's a good thing I'm a good homeworld healer after all. All right, and so what else happened? Because that's a lot. All right, so he did all that, didn't happen. And, and then he drew another card. Which is an augmented strike. Homeworld suffers 6, or destroy any card in the boss discard pile that has Celestial in the name. And so that may not say, oh good, I'm getting rid of a bad guy card. But if I get rid of a bad guy card, that means he goes through his deck faster and he levels up faster. So, all right, do we have Celestial in the name? Yes, I could get rid of Celestial Absorption and not take 6 points of damage on the city. Or I could get rid of Celestial Surge, which hurts me for 4. But yeah, it's that thing. Now, this doesn't hurt me for 4. It hurts the city for 8. Or this heals him by 7. So he keeps healing. I am going to destroy this. I'm going to say goodbye to that. Destroy any card in the boss file. And that was it. So that's gone. So he is now going to level up faster, but at least he's not doing bad things. Maybe a terrible choice. I don't know. He's done. Please let me go. Yes, I'm going to go. I have no weapons. What is wrong with me? Let's prepare the cutlasses. And then I've got 1, 2, the third weapon. Oh wait, I do have 3 slots now. Oh, get ready to feel the pain next time, pal. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage coming next turn. Alrighty, and in the meantime, let's see here. I got 1, 2, 3. Which I could just use to go on ahead and buy my last level so I can have 4 weapons. And then if I do that, remember, I have this needle coming. I'm not supposed to look at my deck, but I'm just going to show you. This needle says, hey, I do 2 damage and gain my last slot. Or if I have all my slots, I do 3 damage. So if I just take this 3 to get my last slot so I can have 4 weapons queued up now, my needle just got an upgrade. And I can have 4 weapons at a time. And you imagine, if I got 4 nice souped up weapons, I'm doing 12 points of damage every round, we could start turning this around. It ain't over till it's over, folks. And I have got 3 power. So do I do that, or do I buy the Hyperion Anomaly, which gives me 2 power? But again, if my slots are full, it gives me 3. So that's the same kind of thing. Do I buy a Disruptor Pistol and waste 1 power? I'm going to buy that last slot. I'm totally slotted up, right? And although But my special power is I can just get rid of a card. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to buy the Hyperion Anomaly. That goes into my discard pile. These go into my discard pile. I draw 5 cards. Ein, Zwei, Drei, Vier, Fünf. And who's next? Oh, and by the way, reveal another card. Hey, how you doing, Looney? What you up to? He says, oh, I don't know. I'm just going to activate. And since I have over 40 hit points, I'm going to increase my Eclipse by 1. And then I'm going to activate this. The player with the lowest health suffers 2 damage. I can't take any more. So the planet suffers 4 damage. And then I'm going to draw another card because I'm Lunaris and I'm awesome. And it's a Celestial Bombardment, which is a strike that makes the homeworld suffer 4 damage and increases the track by 1. And increasing the track by 1 gives me another one of these. It'll show up later. And the homeworld took 4 damage. So we're down to 16. And I kept, remember I was saying, oh, I don't need to worry about, I need to heal the planet. Smart guy. Alrighty. And then I'm up. Okay. First of all, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. 6. And power up. 2 homeworld powers up. So that's 8 points of damage. I could take this thing out, or I could just hit him hard. This is only, but this is hitting the city for 4. Oh, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to. All right, so, but I can't split up the damage. So it all has to come here, and I waste 1 damage taking this thing out. But regardless, the homeworld is going to power up. Oh, the homeworld's been powered up for a while. I could have done this on my last turn. Activate during any of the player's phases. So I could have done this, which gives us 5 times. Although, here's a problem that I didn't think about. I only power up to 3. So I use this to give the homeworld 3 health. 1, 2, 3. And this resets back down. The homeworld gains 3 health and powers up. And now, I still had 5 more. Do I get these 5, these other 2? Do those wrap around? I'm not sure. Or did I waste those other 5? I'm not quite sure about that. And then regardless, I power up 2 more times, which means I activate him another time, which means he activates again, which means I get enough here to do that. So, as you can see, I might be a little bit off here, folks, but I'm in a situation where I can turn stuff around. The homeworld is getting hit hard, but these powers let me power up, which lets me power that up, which then heals it and lets me power up and creates this power-up loop, and I do a whole bunch of damage and take out the Harbinger of Destruction, and I then prep my Repulsor and my blaster, and I buy something for 2. Probably a Disruptor Pistol, etc. Now, I might have gotten a little bit mixed up there, folks, with that last little exchange, but you get the idea of how the game is really starting to ramp up now. And I am getting into a late game phase where I've been hit hard. It looked like we were on the ropes, but I'm getting to the point where I can start hitting back just as hard now. And if I can keep this planet alive before this deck runs out, I might have a shot at winning, if just maybe, Astro Knights. And that was the preview, folks. Thanks for watching. If you'd like, you can hit that eye up in the top right corner of the screen to go hear some final thoughts about the game. Otherwise, have a very, very nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Phew. Okay, I'm done. Hi, you still here? What'd you think of all that? That was new for me, with this thing beeping and then half the time saying, oh wait, never mind. You were fine. You didn't make a goof. That's okay. It was new for you as well, Paulo. I understand. All right. Oh my gosh, I've been going for 2 hours already now. And I said I was going to actually try and finish the game. You guys get the idea, right? The game is going to speed up. I'm in a spot now where once I start getting some bigger money, I can get bigger weapons. I can use those bigger weapons to do big combos, create feedback loops between my character and the city to try to keep the city alive. He still has to summon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of these cards before the final eclipse happens and I instantly lose. The Harbinger was gone. I just got rid of that, etc., etc. So, oh, and I see Paulo. Hey, Paulo, welcome to my world. Yeah, it's really hard to keep the rules right when you can't just pause and look at whatever you want. Now, to be fair, normally when I'm filming, I can pause too, and I'm just a bit more of a scatterbrain than Paulo. It's okay, though. It was fun. It worked out fine. So, and ultimately, I think there are going to be fewer mistakes, fewer Cleon corrections in this video in its final form, because you did catch some genuine mistakes on my part. So, you know what, folks? I am so sorry. I am not going to keep playing this like I promised. Well, hopefully you have an idea of what it's like. But here's what I am going to do. I'm going to show, I'm do more behind-the-scenes stuff, right? Let's talk a bit about how Final Thoughts work. First of all, I need full screen. And let's see, where's the full screen with the box? Where's my full screen with image? Nope, that's not it. RR logo, overhead, talking head, zoomed in. Nope, okay. Oh, is the box, oh, the box art is hidden. There we go. So there's the box art. I need to, remember that? I need to shrink it down. I need to position it somewhere on the screen so it doesn't cover up the board, but it's nice and big. Very slowly. Actually, that's still too big, right? Because I don't want to cover up all the cards. So I'm trying to set myself up for final thoughts. That looks reasonable, I suppose. That's a reasonable, maybe a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, so I get the box on, right? Then, remember early on how everything is all crooked? Now that I'm full screen, I don't want people in the final thoughts to see how everything is so crooked, so I have to take everything and rearrange it. And if you look at my final thoughts, you'll see this happens, that I rearrange everything between the run through and the final thoughts. So I've got a nice layout where everything is nice and organized. Not nice and organized for filming, but nice and organized for final thoughts. So let's see, that comes over here, this comes over here, that can come over there. We can do something like that. And also, here's another thing. You may notice, folks, my, in this view, my table is not nice inky black, which I absolutely like. I know not everybody likes it. Some people miss my old, kind of bluish table from Malta, but I really like, the super black. It's like I'm in the depths of space, and it really makes the game pop more. I think it makes the game look better when it's, just presented against like this really stark, total and complete blackness. Now, I get this complete blackness by cranking up the contrast quite a bit. And then when you come back to this is more what the table really looks like. It's not exactly completely pitch black. It's blackish. Oh, no, actually, that's not true. It's a little bit darker. If you're looking on the screen right now, it's a little bit brighter because I've actually brightened the screen up, honestly, to try to downplay the gigantic shadows under my eyes, because I have big shadows under my eyes. And so I've kind of take the contrast the other way. It makes the table a little bit less black, but it makes me a little bit less ghoulish looking, because if you ever meet me in real life, you'll notice I've always, my whole life, just had very, very dark shadows under my eyes. Well rested or not, doesn't matter. I always have that. So, and what that means is, because I've tweaked it the other direction, there are spots on the table where you will notice scuff marks and stuff like that. I don't like that. So I'm also rearranging everything to try to cover up all the scuff marks that are exposed because of my change to the lighting. So, okay, so something like this might be good. And so now it looks like this is what I've been playing the whole time. Now I got to get the microphone out of the way. Bye-bye. I just pushed it off there so it's hidden by the box. Or not the microphone, the camera, because I don't need the overhead camera anymore. Oh, and by the way, folks, in the inky blackness with the contrast turned up, you can't see all these like little flecks of dog hair. It's tough playing, running a run through in a black, on a black tabletop when you've got a blonde beagle who sheds like nobody's business. If you could be here in person, you would see I just picked up a beagle hair and there's like little flecks of skin. Now you don't see those when I have the contrast cranked up, but you can start seeing them now, which is why I have this beauty. Oh, this is the greatest piece of equipment I've ever gotten, because this thing just lets me sweep all that stuff away, all the detritus. Actually, if you watch Ruel or Shay on my channel, they're trying to replicate doing the black. They don't have one of these. So you'll notice when they zoom in, you see all the little white specks of stuff. This is the greatest thing ever. My mom had it in a closet when she moved in with us, and she didn't even know she had it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this just makes it so easy. So more behind the scenes stuff. So anyway, I get everything ready. I get the picture ready. I clean up the stuff. I think about what I'm actually going to say, and then I say, and then I go back to the box art. Hey everybody, final thoughts time for Astronauts, but before I get to that, please remember this was a paid Kickstarter preview. And with that out of the way, oh man folks, I loves it. I loves it so much, and that should come as no surprise because I love Aeon's End so much. Aeon's End is my second highest ranked cooperative card game of all time. It is just outside of my top 20 best games of all time. I have everything that has ever come out for Aeon's End, except for the new Legacy game because I haven't gotten my copy yet, but I must have it. And so, when I heard from the publisher, Indie Boards and Cards, that they were doing a revamp, a 2.0, turning it into, Guardians of the Galaxy style science fiction, which I very much enjoy, and kind of streamlining the game, making it play faster, and introducing a bunch of new ideas. I said, look, you gotta send me a prototype of this. I must have it. And I am so glad I've done so. I've played this game several times now with my wife. This is the first time I played Lunaris. And don't worry, folks, it may have looked doomed, but I was just about to flip the script, start getting lots of big, heavy-hitting weapons out, turning the tables on him, keeping the planet alive while he raced against time to try to get the rest of his augments into play. This game is always so incredibly dramatic, and it's designed to create this one overall curve to the game. It starts out, you think, okay, I'm not really doing much, the bad guy's not doing much, oh my gosh, the bad guy's destroying us, and then we start clawing our way back. It feels like a really exciting movie where the heroes have just been completely destroyed, completely decimated, and it's only, through some unstoppable wellspring of courage and determination that they claw their way back up and somehow create a win. That is the essence of Aeon's End. And if you're really good at Aeon's End, that's the essence of Aeon's End when you play at higher difficulty levels. And I can say Astro Knights captures that beautifully. And it does a lot of really cool, interesting, fun new things too. For instance, I love this new take on the way the market works. It's unlike any other deck builder I've ever seen because it combines the original classic marketplace of Dominion, where there's just a fixed number of things, you know exactly what you're buying, with the more unpredictable and the more dramatic and, with dizzying highs and lows, river approach that Ascension brought out and Legendary brought out and a lot of games have done. This is a hybrid of both of those, and it kind of has the best of both. I always know what these stacks have in general. I know this is a weapon stack, this is a tech stack, but I don't know exactly. And the only way to find out is to buy stuff or have other people buy stuff. Although, if you watch the run-through, there are definitely powers that let you say, okay, I'm done with you. I just want to see what's next. So, you have the fix. Look, there's never going to be a case, unlike some of the river-style games, where there's nothing I want to buy. Anything I want to buy, I can't afford. This is a wasted turn because of dumb luck, because of this river, because of what came out. And then what do you know? On your turn, everything's hunky-dory and everything you want is right there. This game eliminates that. But it also brings all the cool excitement of what is going to be available next. And it forces you to come up with interesting, on-the-fly decisions about what to buy to combo with each other. I love it. It's really clever. It's really fresh. Now, there are some things that have been taken from Aeon's End. Most notably, the more elaborate management of spell slots, because in the original Aeon's End, you have to you have to pay a lot to unlock slots that let you prep more spells to do. Here, it's just a simple thing. You either spend energy that could go towards buying stuff into unlocking more slots. And, some people would miss it. I thought I would. But honestly, I don't, because the core, the important thing about Aeon's End is still here in Astro Knights, and that is spell, or now weapon management. Once I've got some slots open, which ones are going to be available? And so much of the game is about, I've got my weapons available. Can you make use of them on your turn? Can you interact with my weapons? Can my weapons help you? And all of that kind of stuff is still here. You just get to it faster. That's the heart of Astro Knights. It's everything Aeon's End does, faster, more efficiently, just more in your face, and then with a bunch of cool stuff too. I love it. Now, there is never going to be any surprise. Of course I was going to love it because I love Aeon's End so much. But I didn't think, when I heard that, this is a game that kind of simplifies and streamlines, because, hey, here's a big thing. Setup in this game takes a fraction of the time of setting up Aeon's End. Because, hey, you just have these 6 decks and you just shuffle them up, put them out, ready to go. All the bosses just have preset decks of cards. There's no, okay, let me create the different decks for the boss, and I'll seed in all these different things for the boss, and then shuffle them all. I mean, all that stuff that takes a long time. There's a lot of logistics in putting the game away. This game is just like, nope, this is the deck of boss cards. Just put it out there, shuffle it up, and you're ready to go. And it makes that boss feel very, very unique. But there's enough cards that every time you play, you're going to play with that boss in a very, very different way. Like Good's Aeon's End. Astro Knights, again, I don't know how better to put it. It does everything Aeon's End does faster. And for me, that's beautiful. I love it. And so I have had a great, great time. I've played, my prototype has 4 bosses. It has 6 different heroes. It has, I think, 4, maybe 5 planets to defend. So I've seen a lot of variety. You can hit that eye in the top right corner screen and go check out the Kickstarter page to see what else might be available, because I haven't seen that yet. But that's it, folks. I am over the moon. I am so, so happy with Astro Knights. And that was the preview, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Have a very nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Okay, honestly, I didn't expect to do that. I was just going to do a little bit of a start just to say, oh, look, I do my final thoughts. But hey, I just recorded my final thoughts. You got to see it first. And then sometimes I then, like a half an hour later, think, oh, crap, there was one more thing I wanted to say. Because you can see I do play things pretty on the fly. That's how I tend to roll in life and in my run-throughs. So sometimes you'll see in a final thoughts that, oh wait, I had to go back and I record just a face of myself. I put on the same shirt I was wearing, and then I insert, oh wait folks, I forgot to mention one other thing. So I might insert another thing or two if I remember, if I stop, because I should have thought a little bit more about what I was going to say. I wasn't planning on doing the whole final thoughts, but there you go folks. That's a run-through. And I know I said I was going to keep playing, but it's 2 o'clock. I didn't realize it was going to take this long, and I'm exhausted. And I got to go, now I got to go start editing up. Thank you, Brenor. Thank you, applause to you folks for making it this far. Thank you for Paulo. I know it was stressful for you trying to check me on the fly. You caught some good stuff, you caught some bad stuff. I hope everybody enjoyed watching the soup being made. Now I got to edit out all those pauses. The beautiful thing about filming normally is, oh, I just hit this button to pause, and then when I've got my drink of water, or I've answered the door, or I've answered the phone, or I've looked up what I forgot, I just hit the button again and unpause, and it doesn't create a second video. At the end of the day, I can pause and unpause. I could pause for 3 days and then unpause. It'll still only be one video, so I don't have to edit out stuff, which is awesome. It's I know, as soon as OBS introduced this being able to pause without creating, because I mean, I have had cameras, physical cameras before that let you pause. But what that means is, oh, you pause, it creates a separate video. And then, I paused like 5 times. Now I got 5 videos I got to stitch together. It's so wonderful I don't have to do that now. Editing is the worst, Liz Gamer Girl. I agree. I know some people love it. Some people love to edit, like Maggie of Thinker Themer. I've talked to her about it. I mean, I've said, Maggie, there are other ways you can film that would make it so much easier. You would cut out 3/4 of your editing, and the audience would be totally fine. They wouldn't even notice the difference. And she said, I like to edit. So I get it. There are people out there who like to edit, not me. Everything I've ever done for this show is about trying to find a way to minimize the editing and make the experience more feel like you are here. Anything could happen at any time. You saw, I didn't prep the decks at all. I just got what I got. And, so it feels more real and of the moment. And that's the heart, or one of the many hearts of what I try to do when I'm filming it. And there you go, folks. You got to see a little early Astronauts, which isn't going to be available. This video won't be seen except by Patreon backers. Patreon backers get to see stuff early without ads. You got to see stuff early. And the Kickstarter, last I knew, goes live, I think, on the last week of the month. So, before I Balesville, is there anything outstanding I need to do? Does anybody have any questions? I might take a question or two if you like. Rel says, yeah, that's why I live stream. I am also not an editor. Oh man, but this is hard. This is so hard. You know what, folks? Never mind. Remember, I promised this right up front that, Ruel is going to be playing, what was it? What was it? I don't remember. But we're going to, the Burrs Murph. Why am I so handsome? Here's the I was actually going to try and think of a genuine answer to that. My brain was just like, I got to give an honest appraisal answer, which means I have to be so incredibly vain as to say I think I'm handsome. You tricked me, Nick or Mike. You revealed that I am a vain, glorious man. Yeah, I think I'm an okay looking dude. I will admit it. All right. Oh yes, Ruel is running Floriferous right now, which is a wonderful game. Absolutely phenomenal. Everybody loves it. I think it's so full of really interesting, gut-wrenching decisions. So we are going to raid Ruel. You are going to get some more channel points that you can convert into customization points, so you can customize your avatars more, or you can request features and segments on the show. So everybody wins, folks. If you just hang on, let's go on ahead and raid. So okay, we're prepping. I should have timed this. I should have prepped while I was talking about all that stuff. I totally blew that. But in just a second or two, we are going to raid right about, fingers crossed, now. Go get him! Get him! Get him! And let's see. All right. And okay, it looks like he's there. He's just in his hold music, I think. Let's see if, all right, okay. Oh no, people are raiding and he's not there. Ruel, push the button. Oh, Everybody raged right into a 4-minute and 20. Oh, okay,
Hello,
he didn't make you wait.
everybody. Welcome to Tabletop Tonight, the PM edition, the early afternoon edition. Want to say hello. Thank you, Rahdo, for the raid. Great to see y'all here. If you were on Rahdo's channel, welcome. My name is Ruel Gaviola. I play board games here every couple of days here on Twitch, and I'm so happy that you're here.
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, folks, I am out here. I gotta go do some editing now. I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow.
Every Tuesday
talk to you so long. Bye.
Here